On a Saturday night at Utah Grizzlies Hockey, as it's the final game of the 9-game road trip as the Grizzlies complete a 2-game weekend series with the Kansas City Mavericks. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting. The Grizzlies are over at Cable Dahmer Arena in Independence, Missouri, and I'm hanging out at the Grizz Cave near the Grizzlies team store at Mavericks Center. Well, the old song lyrics go, last night took an L, but tonight the Grizz will look to bounce back, as I believe somebody sang that a few years ago. And for the Grizzlies, they look to bounce back here tonight, as last night was all Kansas City, and really it was done on the power plays. The Mavericks were 4 for 8 on the power play last night. The Grizzlies were 0 for 3. Kansas City ended up out shooting Utah 37-28. Despite the loss, Aaron Aragon was outstanding for the Grizz as he scored both of Utah's goals, and he also had a +2 rating. Kansas City had some outstanding offensive performances. Patrick Curry and Nolan Walker each had 3 assists. Cole Koski, Jacob Hayhurst, and Jeremy McKenna each had 1 goal and 1 assist, and Justin Nachbar had 2 third-period goals. Kansas City is an outstanding team. They're in first place in the Mountain Division. They have won 10 in a row, and over their last 10 games, they have outscored opponents 51-22. The Mavericks are 4th in the league in goals per game at 4.11, and they are tops in the league. They're number 1 in the league in goals allowed per game at 2.66. So on average, they are outscoring opponents by 1.5 goals per game. So for the Grizzlies, it's a tough test, but we'll see if they'll find a way to end the road trip on a winning note. Utah is currently 3-5 through 8 games in the 9-game road trip. Don't forget the Grizzlies return to Mavericks Center for a big 3-game series against the Rapid City Rush. The first home game of that series will be on Wednesday night. It's going to be a Smith's family night with 4 tickets for $40 and $10 for each additional ticket. So that should be a lot of fun. The middle game of the set next Friday will be an AFCU Friday, where tickets start just $10 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Mavericks Center box office. And next Saturday, 7 days from now, will be the Guns and Hoses Extravaganza, and you're not going to want to miss that. 3 charity games in the afternoon leading up to the Grizzlies game at 7:10. We'll see what the Grizzlies have in store. Getting off to a fast start is certainly going to be critical. Kansas City scored 12 seconds into last night's game. Grizzlies are 10-3 when scoring first, but they've really struggled when the opposition has tallied the first goal. We're in business on a Saturday night, and when we come back, we'll preview this matchup a little bit further in detail, and we'll also go over the lineups for both teams. Dante Januzzi gets the start in net for the Grizzlies. He's got an even .900 save percentage on the season. It's the Grizzlies and the red-hot Kansas City Mavericks coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
It's the Grizzlies and Kansas City Mavericks meeting for the second and final game of the weekend series. I'm Tyson Whiting. Utah looks to bounce back after a 9-2 loss in last night's game. Utah went 7-1 against Kansas City last year, but the Mavericks are a much different and a much improved team this season. We know Dante Januzzi will get the start in net for the Grizzlies. We're not yet sure who's going to get the start for Kansas City. Last night, Brett Stapley had a 10-game point-scoring streak that came to an end as he now has a point in 10 of his last 11 games. He has 14 points in his last 11 contests, and he also leads the Grizzlies in assists this season with 23, and he also leads the club with 32 points. Kyle Mayhew, the Grizzlies all-star representative, had 1 assist last night. He now has a point in 8 of his last 10 games. And over the 8 games on the road, Dylan Fitz has certainly been outstanding. He's got 4 goals in the 8 games on the road trip. Cole Gallant has also been a star for the Grizzlies. He has 7 assists through 8 games on the road trip, as Utah has not played a game at Mavericks Center in the 2024 calendar year. That all changes on Wednesday night against Rapid City in the opener of a 3-game series. Well, Kansas City last night played their 1,000th game as a franchise as they are celebrating their 15th anniversary, and they came away with a 9-2 victory. We'll see what happens here tonight. For the Grizzlies, it's game 37 of 72, as officially the second half of the season gets underway for the Grizzlies here tonight. And when we come back, we'll talk about some of the highlights from the first half of the regular season. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. The second half of the regular season begins in a few minutes as the Grizzlies will take on the Kansas City Mavericks for the second and final time in the weekend series. Well, I don't want to sound like a used car salesman and just talk about everything that went positive for the Grizzlies in the first half of the season, because there were a lot of positives. The Grizzlies did have a tough first half in the win-loss column as they are 14-22 on the season, but there were a lot of great memories and a lot of great moments for the Grizzlies in the first half of the season. Black Friday certainly comes to mind. Mick Messner scoring 2 shorthanded goals in the third period of Utah's 6-3 win over Newfoundland. That was exciting. I remember with about 2 minutes left in regulation, he scored a big shorthanded insurance goal, and it was a beautiful-looking goal as well. And the place went electric at Mavericks Center as Mick Messner has 3 shorthanded goals this season, which are tied for the most in the league. Interestingly enough, Garrett Metcalf and Dante Januzzi each got a 1-0 Sunday afternoon shutout victory over the Tulsa Oilers. Metcalf stopped all 35 shots he saw in the Grizzlies' second game of the regular season. That was on Sunday, October 22nd. And then Dante Januzzi on New Year's Eve earned a 32-save shutout against Tulsa. That was on a Sunday afternoon. Utah ended up winning that game 1-0. So you talk about 2 1-0 shutout victories on Sunday afternoons against Tulsa. That's really what the Grizzlies specialized in the first half of the season, with Garrett Metcalf and Dante Januzzi each getting a clean sheet. Brett Stapley's 10-game point-scoring streak was certainly a positive. That came from December 29th of 2023 through January 14th of 2024. Stapley, as I mentioned before, leads the Grizzlies in assists and points this season. There was 1 overtime game in the first half of the season. Very odd to see only 1 overtime contest through 36 games, and it certainly was a thriller. Dylan Fitz picked up a penalty about 2.5 minutes into overtime, giving Newfoundland a power play, and the Grizzlies did a good job killing off the penalty. Dante Januzzi, in particular, made some great saves, and then Fitz came out of the penalty box, and about 30 seconds later, just kind of skated along the right wing towards the circle and then fired an old-school slap shot that ended up being the game winner. Utah won that game 5-4, and so Utah is 1-0 in overtime this season. That was certainly a thrilling finish with Dylan Fitz getting the overtime game winner. The Grizzlies have done a great job here on Mavericks Center ice. The Grizzlies are 11-6 at home so far this season. They have outscored opponents 57-47. Grizzlies have done a good job winning series, winning 2 out of 3 games. And in the case of the last 3 games of 2023, getting a 3-game shutout against the Tulsa Oilers. Utah's done a good job at home. The road has been a different story, but the Grizzlies have protected home ice so far this season. Tyler Penner, the Grizzlies Iron Man, what can you say? He's appeared in every game for Utah since the start of the 2021-22 season. He was making his 200th consecutive appearance including the playoffs. That was last week against the Allen Americans on January 10th, and he had 3 assists and certainly was critical in the Grizzlies' victory over the Allen Americans. I think Utah actually lost that game 5-4 and then came up with wins in each of the next 2 games. But Tyler Penner's certainly been consistent in the fact that he's shown up each and every game over the last 2.5 years. Kyle Mayhew represented the Grizzlies in the 2024 All-Star Classic, and he had 1 goal in the league's 18-11 victory over the Savannah Ghost Pirates this past Monday. Brandon Cutler had a good first half of the year. He leads Utah with 13 goals and 132 shots on goal this season. He also leads Utah with 4 power play goals. Cutler, incidentally enough, also leads the Grizzlies in penalty minutes with 53 this season. Cole Gallant has had a solid first pro campaign as he has scored 27 points, 7 goals, and 20 assists. And as we mentioned earlier in the pregame show, he has 7 assists through 8 games in the 2024 calendar year. Yesterday, defenseman Brian Yoon made his AHL debut with the Hartford Wolfpack. Yoon has been the Grizzlies' best plus-minus defenseman this season at a +11 rating. He was a +9 in his last 9 games with the Grizzlies before getting the call-up to the AHL. Josh Wesley also had a good first half of the year. The Grizzlies captain had his 8 goals, which are tied for the most in the league among defensemen. Wesley right now is in the AHL with the Colorado Eagles, and that's certainly been a consistent theme. Injuries and call-ups and a little bit of inconsistent play. And, so the Grizzlies, obviously, we don't want to sound like used car salesmen, just, mention everything that's gone right. As Grizzlies obviously have struggled in the win-loss category, but there have been a lot of positives for the Grizzlies and a lot of good memories from the first half of the season. When we come back, we'll go over the lineups for both teams. It's the Grizzlies and the Mavericks coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Grizzlies and the Kansas City Mavericks meet for the second time in this series. Face-off's going to be a few minutes from now. We don't quite have the starters yet from Cable Dahmer Arena, but we do know the Grizzlies will start Dante Januzzi in net. This will be his 19th appearance. He's got a record of 6-12 with 1 shutout, which came on New Year's Eve, a 1-0 victory against Tulsa. He has a 3.26 goals against average and even 900 save percentage. The backup goaltender tonight will be Will Cranley. We're not sure the starters are, but we do know the 11 forwards are going to be the same as last night, and that includes former Maverick Jordan Stallard, who was claimed off waivers by the Grizzlies yesterday. He made his Utah debut. It was his 6th game in the league this season. He played in 5 games earlier this year with Kansas City, where he scored 1 assist. Earlier this season, he played in 15 games in the SPHL with the Knoxville Ice Bears, and he was one of the best forwards in the league. He had 18 points in 15 games for the Ice Bears before he was called up to the Kansas City Mavericks. So we know that Stallard's going to be in there. We also know that Dean Yakura is going to be in there. The 38-year-old has 1 assist in 25 games. The Grizzlies will have a forward line of Adam Berg, Mick Messner, and Brandon Cutler. Berg has a point in 3 of his last 4 games. Mick Messner is tied for second on the club with 10 goals. And Brandon Cutler leads Utah in goals. Also power play point goals with 4. He's got 13 goals on the season. He also leads the club with 53 penalty minutes, and he also leads Utah in shots on goal with 132. The forward line over the last month that's been pretty consistent has been Nathan Burke, Brett Stapley, and Cole Gallant. Burke is tied with Messner for second in the club lead with 10 goals. Brett Stapley's got a point in 10 of his last 11 games, and Cole Gallant has been a great distributor. He's got 20 assists, which ranks second on the club, and he's also second on the team with 27 points. So we'll see Burke, Stapley, and Gallant out there. Last night, the best forward line was probably Aaron Aragon, Dylan Fitz, and Tyler Penner. Fitz has 4 goals through 8 games here in January. Tyler Penner, the Grizzlies Iron Man, is pretty consistent. And Aaron Aragon probably is Utah's best player in last night's game, where he had both of Utah's goals and was a +2. Incidentally enough, we just got the starters according to the ECHL app, and it is going to be Aragon, Fitz, and the Iron Man Tyler Penner. That's the 3 starting forwards. I think I have mentioned every 4 that's going to be in there. Fitz, Aragon, and Penner are the starters. We'll also see Burke, Stapley, and Gallant, as well as Adam Berg, lined up with Mick Messner and Brandon Cutler, as well as Jordan Stallard, the former Maverick, and Dean Yakura. That's the 11 forwards for the Grizzlies tonight. Starting defensive pairing, Quinn Wickers wearing number 12. Wickers played against Kansas City quite a bit over the last 2 seasons as a member of the Rapid City Rush. Wickers had 1 assist last night. He'll be paired up with Kyle Mayhew, who has a point in 8 of his last 10 games. So the starting defensive pairing is Wickers and Mayhew. Utah rolling with 6 defensemen tonight. We'll see Keone Teixeira, who's making his 22nd appearance this year. He has 1 goal and 6 assists this year. Sam Rossini, in his pro debut last night, had 1 assist. Rossini, who played his college hockey at the University of Minnesota, and he was, oddly enough, to go for his first time, the first 5-time letter winner in school history. So he's got that mark, and certainly a great trivia question. Rossini is somewhere between 6'2" and 6'4", depending on what website you look at, and he weighs 197 pounds. We will also see Jacob Semick, the Arizona State product, and he'll be lined up next to Jordan Stone most of the night. Stone, wearing number 19, is making his 22nd appearance this season. So 6 defensemen are going to be Mayhew and Wickers. That's the starters. We'll also see Teixeira and Sam Rossini, along with Jacob Semick and Jordan Stone. For Kansas City, it looks like Dylan Kelly is going to be starting in net. Kelly got the victory last night, and he has a record of 13-2 this season. Starting defensive pairing, I think I saw Marc-Olivier Duquette lined up at the blue line, and looked like Nate Konepke was out there as well. Konepke and Duquette are the starting defensive pairing. Starting forwards, they scored 12 seconds into last night's game. It's the same starting forwards. Jeremy McKenna, who is actually a pretty good scorer in the AHL over the last couple of years. McKenna has 4 goals and 3 assists in 4 games. He'll be wearing number 12. We will also see Patrick Curry, who was an all-star this year. He has 43 points in 35 games. And Cade Borchard, who scored 12 seconds into the game last night. He has 39 points in 34 games, 10 goals and 29 assists. So that's a pretty dangerous top forward line that will get the start for Kansas City this evening. When we come back, we'll have face-off over at Cable Dahmer Arena. It appears it's going to be a sellout when it's all said and done. It's the Grizzlies and the Mavericks coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
It's a great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line as the Grizzlies take on the Kansas City Mavericks for the second of 9 season meetings between the clubs. Kansas City is starting a top forward line of Jeremy McKenna, Patrick Curry, and Cade Borchert. The starting defensive pairing is Nate Konepke and Marc-Olivier Duquette. Bobby Hampton, normally a forward, is playing on the defensive line for Tad O'Had's Kansas City Mavericks. Tad O'Had is in his 4th season as Kansas City head coach. The Mavericks have a 10-game winning streak and a record of 27-7-1. For Ryan Kanasiewicz's Utah Grizzlies, Coach Kanasiewicz is in his 3rd season as the Grizzlies head coach. The assistant is Christian Horn. Utah's got a record of 14-22. They are 3-16 on the road. They've done a good job on Maverick Center Ice with a record of 11-6. Dante Januzzi gets the start in net. He's got a record of 6-12 with an even .900 save percentage. Starting forwards are Dylan Fitz, Aaron Aragon, who was Utah's star last night with 2 goals, and Tyler Penner, who was a +1 in last night's game. Starting defensive pairing is Quinn Wickers and Kyle Mayhew. On Flow Sports, they show the Grizzlies lineup as Utah's rolling with 11 forwards and 6 defensemen. Sam Rossini looked pretty solid in last night's game. Rossini, watch out for him wearing number 40. He's making his 2nd professional appearance as it's going to be the 3rd line. Forwards are going to be starting tonight: Aragon, Penner, and Fitz. Watch out for Nathan Burke, as it almost feels like he's due. He's been stuck at 10 goals for quite a while. Should be a lot of fun. Grizzlies, once again, are wearing the cream-colored jerseys, the alternates, with a capital green G in the front and green numbers in the back with black lettering and black trim on the numbers. Kansas City, can't quite tell. Looks like they're wearing an orange jersey. It's a different jersey than what they wore last night. Orange in the front. Looks like the shoulders are black. There's Dylan Kelly on Flow Sports getting the start in net. This is his 17th appearance. He's been a big winner this year with a 13-2 record and a .904 save percentage. And he's a big guy at 6'5" and 216 pounds. It's important for the Grizzlies to get off to a fast start. They are 10-3 when scoring first this season. And Kansas City last night scored 12 seconds into the contest. As Grizzlies look for a little bit of revenge after Kansas City won 9-2 last night. As face-off at center ice, the referees are Andrew Bell and Sam Heidemann. The linesmen are Zach Carson and Jake Paw. As Penner will take the draw, Grizzlies will be skating from right to left as we see it on Flow Sports. Patrick Curry takes the draw for Kansas City. Draw won by the Grizzlies. Mayhew gets to Kansas City territory and wraps it in. As puck bounces at center ice and skips towards the Utah blue line. It's taken by Wickers, who moves the head towards Penner. He lets it go deep in the Kansas City zone. Mavericks have it skating from left to right. Diagonal pass doesn't connect. Cade Borchert chases after it. Wickers will slide it ahead. It goes to center ice. It goes back to Kansas City. Nate Konepke, diagonal pass to the right, bounces off of McKenna. As the puck goes back to the Kansas City blue line, Curry gathers it. 30 seconds in, Curry will race out to center ice. He'll feed it to his right for Borchert. Borchert, right circle, righty shot. Saved by Januzzi. And he will hold on as he makes his first save of the game, 36 seconds in. Everybody make your pick for the Optum first goal of the game. Is who's going to score first for Utah tonight? I got Nathan Burke. I got a feeling he's going to have a big game tonight. As Borchert took the routine shot and Januzzi was able to make the body save. He absorbed it. It kind of trickled in front of him, and then he was able to quickly cover up. Nolan Walker will take the draw against Brett Stapley. Walker had 3 assists for Kansas City last night. Grizzlies win the draws. Teixeira moves it ahead. Grizzlies cross center as Cutler lightly taps it in. He'll chase after it as Sam Rossini delivers a big hit. As Stapley drifts it towards the near side, Cutler chases after it. Left side, his shot is blocked by his teammate Stapley. Now Cutler centers to Stapley. Righty shot, saved by Kelly. Rebound goes out to the far circle. Kansas City gets it. We're 1 minute in, and there's still no score. Both teams have taken one shot. As Grizzlies back in their own end, skating from right to left, as Keone Teixeira pitches it ahead. It's picked off by Kansas City. And number 13, David Cotton, who had a goal last night. Cotton skates towards the far corner. He gets blasted by Teixeira. Over there's Burke and Sam Rossini. As puck goes back around Utah's net. Looks like Joel Goldberg is calling the game for Kansas City. He works Kansas City Royals games. Sorry, pass shot saved by Januzzi as puck goes back towards the left side. Ryan Devine will intervention it over towards the end boards as Teixeira delivers a push. Schoenbart over there, 2-on-2 battle behind Utah's net. Rossini will shovel it towards his left. Now Rossini gets it back. He moves it ahead. Grizzlies' horizontal pass doesn't connect off the near boards as Cutler will shovel it ahead and get off the ice for a change. But icing is on Utah, so Cutler will have to stay out there. 18:09 is left in the first. Still no score. I think this game is actually televised locally in Kansas City, as Joel Goldberg and Joe Benson have the call for Kansas City, and I'm hanging out here at Maverick Center with the Grizzlies call, watching on Flow Sports, and knock on wood, Kansas City is about as good a video feed as we'll get in the league all year. Jaremko will take the draw. He's Kansas City's captain. He was one of 3 Mavericks to not score a point last night. Taking it for Utah, as looks like they're trying to get the right 5 on the ice. As Messner will take the draw for Utah. Well, Messner looked like he was sporting a mustache at one point, but it looks like he's clean-shaven tonight. Kansas City's outshot Utah 2-1. No one scored yet. Grizzlies win the draw as Rossini chases after it in the near corner, 2-on-2 battle. As Koski will kick it ahead. High slot, Kansas City, lefty shot. Glove saved by Januzzi. Shot was taken by Marc-Olivier Duquette, who's been a top plus-minus player in the league. He's a plus 19 this year, as Januzzi made a routine glove save after Koski literally kicked it towards Duquette, who was in the high slot. So we're 2 minutes in. Kansas City up to 2 shots. They're not going to call it a shot, as the shot would have gone wide had Januzzi not made a glove save. As Grizzlies win the draw, they'll tap it off the near glass as Kansas City's Duquette keeps it in, but it goes to Utah, who will skip it out to the Maverick zone. Kelly will raise his left arm, and the linesman raises his right arm as icing is on Utah. 17:48 left in the first. We're still early on, so grab some chips and dip and a beverage of your choice and enjoy a little bit of Saturday with us. We know there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there. We appreciate you choosing the Grizzlies here tonight. In the final game of the 9-game road trip, Utah will be back at Maverick Center for a 3-game set against Rapid City. Grizzlies win the draw as they race towards the near corner to get it. Koski chases after he gets to the near circle. Lefty shot is blocked away by Januzzi. That shot was taken by Bradley Schoenbart, who's got 4 goals this season. Schoenbart in the near corner will skeet back towards the point. Now he directs it to the high slot. Lefty shot by Duquette is blocked away. Grizzlies have blocked a few shots here early on, 2.5 minutes in. Duquette will throw it back into the zone as Berg delivers a hit on Duquette. Jordan Stone will pitch it ahead. It goes to Brandon Cutler across the center ice. Cutler gets it taken away at the Kansas City blue line as the Mavericks will move it across towards Bobby Hampton, who's normally a forward, but he's playing defense here tonight. As Koski crosses center ice, and he'll fire it to the far corner. As the Mavericks chip it off the end boards, chasing after it's Luke Santorno. Santorno wearing number 9. Now left wing, puck rolls towards Januzzi. He dives in front of the crease to cover up. As the puck ended up trickling towards him from the left side, and Januzzi was able to make the save. As the puck was over in the left point, they fired towards the net, and then it bounced off of Stallard's stick onto Januzzi. He was able to make the save. As the shot was taken from the left point, Januzzi's one of the best athletes in terms of goaltenders you'll see, very quick and agile. As Januzzi moves his pads back and forth, Kansas City wins the draw. Shot goes wide as the Mavericks average about 33.5 shots per game this season. Mavericks over to the right side. They're near the corner as they'll skate back towards the corner. Mayhew delivers a push on Nottbar. Justin Nottbar scored 2 third-period goals as Kansas City loses it. Grizzlies move from right to left. Grizz cross center. Fitz fires it towards the near corner. Utah chases after it. As Penner in the area, goes to the left point. Shot. Glove saved by Kelly. As Quinn Wickers took the shot from the left point, and Kelly made a glove save. 3.5 minutes in. We've had quite a few whistles here early on. As Wickers just fired it towards the net. Looked like the shot could have gone wide had Kelly not gloved it, but the big goaltender for Kansas City holds on. Kelly used to play with Rapid City. He played against the Grizzlies a few times. Utah actually had a decent amount of success against Dylan Kelly when he was in a Rapid City uniform. Stapley will take the draw against Cade Borchert. Borchert, one of the best rookies in the league. Stapley, a second-year pro out of the University of Denver. Stapley wins it. Nathan Burke will wrap it around the boards. Stapley will spin it back towards the near side. Gallant pitches out in front. Shot saved by Kelly. And Nathan Burke gets pushed. It's a great pass by, I think, Cutler behind the net as the puck ended up towards Burke, and Burke took a shot in front of the net, and Kelly was able to make the save. And after the whistle, some pushing and shoving with Kansas City's defenseman Theo Calvis and Ryan Devine protecting their goaltender Dylan Kelly. Kansas City's got a pretty big defensive unit, as just about everybody is 6'2" and taller. The biggest of all their defensemen is Joshua Carlson, who's in his second game with Kansas City. He is 6'9" and 225 pounds. Still no score about 4 minutes in. Draw one by Cutler and the Grizzlies. As Utah will kick it to the corner, Burke chases after it far side. He gets spun around by Ryan Devine. Stapley skates over there. He gets the puck. He gets pushed by Curry As Cutler's over there hacking away, so is Nathan Burke, and the puck goes to Kansas City. Mavericks cross center ice. They feed it to the right side for Borchard. He gets it after Utah tapped it away. Borchard throws it in. Januzzi behind his net will fire it towards the far wing. It hits a stanchion. It's saved in by Calvis. Right side, righty shot. Glove saved by Januzzi. He holds on as Jeremy McKenna was net front, trying to redirect it with Kyle Mayhew nearby. 15:48 left in the first. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone, as we've seen quite a bit of action here early on. The one thing we haven't seen is a penalty. Looked like early in last night's game, they were calling it tight and then loosened up a little bit as the game progressed. You know, for the Grizzlies, they want to stay out of the penalty box tonight after Kansas City scored 4 power play goals last evening. Messner will take the face-off against Cade Borchard. Borchard's seen a lot of ice time here early on. It's important for the Grizzlies to get off to a fast start. They're 10-3 when scoring first this year and have only won 4 games when the opposition scored first. Mavericks win the draw, but they lose it as Adam Berg will race to center ice. He crosses the red line, which looks a little bit more like an orange line at center ice. Gallant over there as Grizzlies already have switched up their forward lines. Kansas City crosses center ice as they skate in onside. As McKenna fires it towards the net, it's kicked away by Januzzi as McKenna fired away from the right side. Now Kansas City gets it back to the right wing. Duquette looked to center it. Pass goes wide of the mark as it ricochets off the far boards. As the Mavericks get to Duquette, right side, shot is blocked by Berg's stick. Puck towards the far corner. Teixeira pushes number 12, Jeremy McKenna. Puck goes back to McKenna. He gets pushed by Teixeira again. Teixeira drags down McKenna. Now puck goes to Utah. Good job by Keone Teixeira as the Grizzlies get it to Berg. He crosses center ice. Berg will chip it in. He gets around Duquette. Berg plays hard every shift as it goes towards Carlson, the big 6'9" defenseman. And he'll drop it off behind Kansas City's net as the Mavericks spread the ice. 5 minutes in, still no score. Kansas City gets to the right side. Mavericks skate into the zone. Kansas City looks to center it. Grizzlies poke it away. Bouncing puck in the high slot. Kept in by Hampton. He gets to the left point. Lefty shot. And saved by Januzzi, who absorbed the body shot, as I think it was taken by Josh Carlson, who scored a goal from about that same spot in last night's game. And it looked like it was either Carlson or Nate Konepke that took the shot, as Januzzi was able to absorb it. And so far, Januzzi and Kelly have done a good job controlling the rebounds here early on. Dean Yakura will take the face-off, far circle, against David Cotton. Cotton, a 6'3" forward from Parker, Texas. Grizzlies win the draw. Jordan Stallard will skip it ahead. Grizzlies cross center. Burke fires it in. Burke chases after it as he collides with Nate Konepke in the near corner. Konepke loses it. Another Maverick gets it in the corner as Burke took it away. Burke feeds it to the near circle looking for Stallard. Stallard gets it after initially was taken by Konepke. He feeds it to the left point. Now across to the right side. Grizzlies fake a shot as Mayhew will skate towards the corner. Now he stops and centers to Stallard. Right circle. Backhand shot is blocked by Konepke. As the puck goes to Utah, they ring it back towards the right point. Mayhew gets to Yakura, who will tap it to the far corner. Goes to Stallard, who gets held up. Burke now back to Stallard, who centers to Yakura. Shot. And it's blocked by Kansas City. Puck goes back up top for Wickers, left point. Wickers fakes a shot and skates towards the corner. Wickers centers it out in front. It goes wide of Stallard's stick. Mavericks trying to clear it out. Puck goes off the screen. Now Kansas City will outlet it to center ice. Pass didn't connect, but it was redirected. No, it wasn't redirected. Icing is called with 13:38 left in the first. I think if you're a Grizzlies fan, you have to like the way this first segment of play has looked. Both teams have had some offensive zone time. Both teams really working the puck around well. But it looks like both teams defensively have been on point here so far. As you can almost tell, this isn't really a filling out process, but both teams, you can tell, know the importance of getting on the board first. Benner will take the draw against Nolan Walker. Walker last season played with Newfoundland and had a good year. Off the draw, shot and a score! Grizzlies get on the board as the puck ended up with Dylan Fitz, and Fitz scores for the 5th time on the road trip and 8th time this season. Off the draw, it bounced off a stick, then went to Fitz, who fired it past Dylan Kelly. Boy, what can you say? Right off the draw, puck ended up behind Kansas City, and then Fitz got it, and he just fired it right past Dylan Kelly. Fitz has scored many goals from that right circle, and he does it again. So Dylan Fitz will get the goal, 6.5 minutes in, as Fitz just kind of skated between the Kansas City forwards and the defensive unit. So Utah draws first blood. Cole Koski gets it in the attack zone. He stops in the right point as the Grizzlies poking out. No icing on the play as Kansas City chases after it. As the Mavericks get behind their net, Ryan Devine outlets it to center ice as the puck goes to Kolkoski, who skates towards his left at center ice. Now he chips it off the near wing, the far boards. Chasing after it's Jordan Stone. He gets to Semick, who slides it ahead. Puck on the right side, taken by Kansas City. Schoenbart gets tripped up by Cutler, no call. As the puck ends up in the corner, Semick pushes Utah. Grizz still in their own zone as Burke will get it back towards the defenseman, who banks it off the boards for Burke. Burke gets it at center ice. Utah leading 1-0. Burke across, the bounce off of Semick. Now goes back towards Nathan Burke, who gets pushed by Schoenbart as Cutler will backhand it towards the left point. And Grizzlies couldn't keep it in as Stone chases after it deep in the Grizzlies zone. Fitz with his 8th goal of the season, giving Utah a 1-0 lead. Stone with a long-range pass towards Cutler. Cutler gets it and backhands it towards the far side. Cutler at the end of his shift comes off as the Grizzlies throw it in. Puck taken back by Kansas City. As the Mavericks moving out to center ice, they cross center and they wing it in as the puck got error under it. As it bounces towards the right corner, Wickers slides it towards Adam Berg as Berg got blasted. Grizzlies at center ice. The puck trickles too far for Kyle Mayhew to gather it as the Mavericks will bank it off the near boards. It goes past Nockbar. Chasing after it is Quinn Wickers who gets it. Wickers, the former Wheeling Nailer, stops in the far corner. He also played with Rapid City in the Mountain Division. As Penner gets an assist on the Fitz goal, 6:26 in. As the puck bounced at neutral ice, Kansas City touched it up. Offside is called on Kansas City. 11:49 is left in the first. Dylan Fitz with his 8th of the year gives Utah a 1-0 lead with 11:49 left in the first. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
It's a Grizzlies 1 and Kansas City 0. As Dylan Fitz scored his 8th of the year, 6:26 into the first, right off a face-off with Tyler Penner getting an assist. Utah has outshot Kansas City 4-3 here so far. Fitz with 1 goal, obviously, and 1 shot. Utah also has 1 shot from Brett Stapley, Quinn Wickers, and Nathan Burke. Pretty good first segment of play for the Grizzlies. They are 10-3 when scoring first. If you pick Dylan Fitz as the optimum first goal of the game score, congratulations, you're a winner. Draws it neutralized after Kansas City was called for offside. 11:49 is left in the first as a draw near the Grizzlies' blue lines, won by Utah. Sam Rossini will move it ahead as the Grizzlies will tap it off the near boards. Grizzlies chase after it. Messner gets pushed along the glass by Carlson. Carlson and Messner hold each other as the Grizzlies over in the near corner get it up top. As the puck goes to Rossini, who feeds to his right. Grizzlies direct it back to Rossini. Left point. He'll take a lefty shot. I can redirect it and a score! Grizzlies get on the board again. Adam Berg out in front as it looked like it got redirected from the Rossini shot. And Adam Berg, who now has a point in 4 of his last 5 games, skates to the bench first. Utah leads 2-0 as Rossini fired towards the net. It bounced off of Berg and trickled past the goal line. As it got redirected, Berg was in the crease. It bounced off his skate, and then Berg got it as the puck bounced off his skate into the paint, and then Berg was able to shovel it home. So it's Utah 2, Kansas City 0 as Adam Berg gets his 6th of the year. Sam Rossini's going to get an assist, which will mean he has a point in each of the 2 games with the Grizzlies, each of his first 2 pro games. Grizzlies win the draw. Rossini gets pushed in the far corner. Utah leading 2-0 as they have already matched last night's total. Grizzlies have the puck skating from right to left. Stallard moves it ahead. Grizzlies cross center ice. Yakura will bank it off the near boards. He'll chase after it. Puck goes back to Kansas City. Now Utah takes it in the near corner as Stapley rolls it around. Yakura chases after it as he collides with Konepke. The puck goes to Kansas City. Nolan Walker flies down the middle. He'll wing it to the right side. Now back towards Walker. It's tapped by a Grizzlies stick. Now Kansas City centers it. Lefty shot goes wide. It was taken by Carlson, the big defenseman. As Kansas City near corner gets up top. Konepke, lefty shot is blocked away. Puck goes to Stapley in the near side. As Stapley will diagonal pass the right side. As it connects, Grizzlies will skate across the line. Mayhew, left wing, shot is blocked away. Kansas City comes back as they cross center ice. Grizzlies back defensively as Kansas City throws it in, but Wickers takes it just outside the far circle. Grizzlies in their own end will move it out to center ice. Pass picked off. Kansas City will fire it in as it ricochets off the end boards. Quinn Wickers gathers it before Cole Koski and spins along the near side. Rossini and Teixeira got the assist on the Berg goal. 8:32 in. We'll go over the scoring here in the next whistle as the Mavericks with a right wing pass towards Koski. He enters his zone. We'll tap it off of Mayhew's stick as Koski was firing it towards the middle. As action along the near boards, Kansas City gets pushed by Mayhew. Mayhew delivering a big hit as Koski throws it down the middle. Shot saved by Januzzi as Koski centered it out in front, and Kansas City was able to get it poked away by Dante Januzzi. 9:56 left in the first period. Utah leads 2-0 on goals from Dylan Fitz and Adam Berg. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
It's the Grizzlies 2 and the Mavericks nothing. Draw's going to be in the near circle of Utah's zone. Grizz scored 2 goals 2 minutes and 6 seconds apart. Dylan Fitz 6:26 in, and Adam Berg redirecting a Sam Rossini shot 8:32 in. As Cutler will take the draw as he crouches down. Jake Dremko, the Kansas City captain, takes it for the Mavericks. Draw won by Kansas City initially. Then the Grizzlies gather it and throw it to center ice. Chasing after it, Stapley. He gets along the near boards. Stapley skates around Dylan Kelly's net. He gets pushed by Ryan Devine as Stapley breaks free of Devine and drops it off as the Grizzlies in the right point get it up top, but it exits the zone. Delayed penalty, and it's going to be on the Mavericks. Stapley was getting held up quite a bit as he was skating with the puck. As now it goes to Stapley. Januzzi skates towards the bench. 6 Grizzlies out there as Utah will wing it towards the near side. It goes to Burke, who crosses center. Now he crosses the blue line and will tap it in. Kelly comes out of his net to try to touch it. Gallant gets blasted as Grizzlies center it. Lefty shot. Glove saved by Kelly. As Grizzlies had a good look on a delayed penalty. Kelly holds on as Grizzlies are going to be on the power play here for the first time tonight as Kansas City picks up a penalty with 9:16 left in the first. Let's see if we can get the signal from the referee. Holding's the call. I know if you're listening on Flow Sports, looks like the penalty, there's a 2 on the jersey. I can't see the other number. Can you put your left arm down so we can see what other number you're wearing? Kansas City's in the box, 9:16 left in the first. I believe on Flow Sports, you can actually hear the referee's signal, but I can't hear the sounds from Kansas City. Grizzlies win the draw. They lead 2-0. Utah gets to Cutler, left wing. Lefty shot is blocked away by Santurno as the puck goes back to Cutler on the left point. He'll direct it to the slot for Mayhew over to Stapley on the right side. He gets to the near far goal line. Now back towards Stapley. He's on the right side near the boards. As Stapley fakes to Mayhew, gets to Gallant. Now back to Stapley. Stapley surveys, now gets to Mayhew right point, who slides it across to Cutler. Cutler winds and fires. Lefty shot is kicked away by Kelly, and it goes back towards Stapley, who throws it behind his back for Mayhew, but the puck exits the zone. Grizzlies will reset as Stapley gets it in, but he's offside as Mayhew just kind of brushed it ahead towards Stapley, but looks like Stapley was able to get there before the puck. So offside for the Grizzlies. There's 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the power play. It looks like the Mavericks will change up skaters. Porcher will take the draw. Can't quite tell if the Grizzlies changed up as well. Looks like the Grizzlies are going to keep the same 5 on the ice. Ryan Devine got 2 minutes for holding, 10:44 into the first. Gallant is in the left wing. Burke is on the right. Stapley will take the draw. Now Stapley's kicked out of the circle, and Cutler will take the draw. As Cutler stares down Cade Borchard. Draw won by Cutler and the Grizzlies. As Mayhew near side gains the line, will drop it for Stapley. Stapley in the left side will skate towards the corner. Stapley stops, and he gets it up top for Mayhew. Directs it to the right side. Now back to Stapley on the left. Stapley across to Cutler. One-timer is blocked away. Didn't get much on it. Halfway through Utah's power play, Gallant gets up top to Mayhew, but it's taken away by Kansas City's Patrick Curry. Curry skates neutral ice. Now he skates along the Kansas City blue line, and he'll fire at 3/4 of the ice off the end boards deep in the Grizzlies zone. As Utah spreads the ice to get to Teixeira, as Utah will filter some players on and off. Teixeira out there along with Aaron Aragon, who scored 2 goals last night. Teixeira now skates down the middle and feeds it to the far side. It goes back to Teixeira. Teixeira fakes to his left. He skates down the middle, crosses center ice, and he'll rainbow it in as it ricochets off the far boards. It goes back to Kansas City, and they'll saucer it out. As Januzzi stops in the near side before it crossed the goal line, as he didn't want to get in the restricted area. He kept play alive. Berg gains line, gets to Aragon, back towards Berg, who couldn't reach it, as Duquette will bounce it out of the zone as it goes towards Januzzi, who stops it just to the right of his crease and moves it ahead. 9 seconds left in the power play. Grizzlies with the long-range pass re-enters. Aragon tried to throw it towards the middle. Kansas City bounced it off of Aragon. Now they get to center ice. Devine is out of the penalty box. It's a successful penalty kill for Kansas City. Utah still leads 2-0 on goals from Dylan Fitz and Adam Berg. Kansas City gains center ice. They fire it in slowly along the boards from the far side towards Utah's net. Utah will tap it off the near glass. It goes back to Kansas City. Mavericks skate from left to right here in the first period. Utah from right to left as we see it on Flow Sports. As Theo Calvis, third full year with the Mavericks, he'll brush it ahead. Kansas City crosses center ice. They gain the line. They stop on the right point and will bounce it around the wall as Wickers gathers it behind Utah's net. As he's now in the far corner, and he'll wing it across towards Jordan Stallard, the former Maverick. He played in 5 games for them before being waived earlier this week. Grizzlies gained the line. Yakura gets it across. It bounced off of Schoenbart's stick. Mayhew gets tripped up. He gets back to his feet. No call. Yakura will feed it to the left point. As Grizzlies, Tyler Penner wings it around. And looks like the puck deflected out of play. All tripping is going to be the call. There's a penalty. I'm not sure who it's on. Looked like Mayhew got tripped up in the far corner. Konepke argues the case. Looks like the Grizzlies are going to get another power play. As tripping's a call. As the referee, Sam Heidemann, gets the signal. He's also paired up with Andrew Bell, 2 referees tonight. Mayhew on the far side got tripped up by Nate Konepke. And looked like that drew a penalty. So Grizzlies are back on the power play. It's not Konepke that's in the box, though. It looks like it's Bradley Schoenbart. Schoenbart's in there for 2 minutes. Draws in the Kansas City zone. Brandon Cutler will take the draw. Utah's taken 7 shots. Kansas City only 4. It's draw 1 by Kansas City. As Mavericks in the near corner will brush it around. Mavericks will throw it out of the zone. Is chasing after it. As Januzzi gets it in front of his net, and he'll move it towards the far side. As the puck goes towards Cutler. With 6 minutes left in the first, Cutler leads the Grizzlies with 4 power play goals. As Cutler will throw it to his right for Stapley. Stapley backhands to the right side. Grizzlies enter, and they get to the right point as Utah will filter it to Cutler on the left side. Now back towards the high slot as Mayhew slides it towards Stapley. Back towards Cutler. Cutler gets a bouncing puck after it bounced off a Maverick. As Utah will backhand it up top for the left point for Mayhew. He slides it to Stapley on the right side. Back to Mayhew. Mayhew fires lefty shot. And it goes wide as it kicks out of play. I think Kelly might have gotten a piece of it. As play is stopped with 5 minutes and 37 seconds left in the first. And there's 1:15 left in Utah's power play. Grizzlies' power play this season is 15.8%. Kansas City's penalty kill is 77.6%. Stapley will take the draw against Patrick Curry over in the far circle. Stapley 9 power play points this year. Grizzlies win it. Cutler on the right point. Throws it past Stapley off the end boards as it goes towards Burke. Back to Stapley on the far side. As Stapley surveys, he gets to Mayhew. Now back to Stapley just outside the right circle. Stapley across to Cutler. Will take a lefty shot. Kick saved by Kelly. Rebound goes to Kansas City. They move it ahead and now out. As puck goes towards Januzzi. He skates towards the near circle and outlets it to Mayhew. Mayhew pitches to his left for Burke, who gains the line. Burke skates towards his right and gets it back up top to Mayhew. Directs it to the right side for Stapley. Stapley fires towards the net. Saved by Kelly. Rebound goes towards Burke, who gets it back to Stapley. Stapley over to Gallant. Back to Stapley, who gets to Mayhew. Across to Cutler on the left side. Cutler dances around on the point. Now he switches places with Mayhew and drops it off for him. Mayhew centers it to Gallant. Righty shot. Saved by Kelly. Now right side Stapley shot. Saved by Kelly again. And this time he holds on with 22 seconds left in the Grizzlies' power play. Boy, good job by the Grizzlies working the puck around quite a bit. It looked like the process was certainly good, even though Kelly was able to make the save. As I believe Utah is going to make a line change here. As the draw is going to be in the Kansas City zone. Looks like a pretty good first period for the Grizzlies, especially after what happened last night as the Grizz lead 2-0. As both teams made a change. Aragon, Messner will take the drives out there with Aragon. Utah wins the draw left side. Fitz fires towards the net. It gets redirected and goes wide as Fitz was looking for Aragon out in front. Kansas City will clear it out as a puck deep in the Grizzlies zone. Januzzi will let it go. 7 seconds left in the power play. Teixeira gathers it. Teixeira still in his own zone. Moves it to his left for Messner. Pitches across to Berg. Berg gains the line. Skeets down the middle. Lefty shot goes wide as Kansas City out of the box. Schoenberg was fresh out of serving a penalty. Gets cut off at center ice by Messner. Fitz fires it back in. Grizzlies make a change as Kelly behind his net will tap it off the far boards as the Mavericks will wing it out to the right side. Puck got Aaron Durrett as it bounced off of Rossini onto Koski, who throws it in. Semick behind Utah's net will skeet down the middle. Semick with good speed will direct it to center ice. Puck goes back towards Yakura, who will bounce it in. It bounced off a Maverick. Grizzlies enter. Stallard throws it around his net, cut off by Kelly. As the Mavericks, Theo Calvis loses it. Stallard skeets towards the far side. He gets hit by Devine as Yakura held up in the far corner by Nolan Walker. Devine over there pushing Stallard. Stallard looks like he's got pretty good size. Stallard gets it up top, but the puck exits the zone. As Grizzlies chase after it. Januzzi behind his net will gather it, and they'll feed it to the far side for Semick, who couldn't reach it. Kansas City over in the far circle gets to the far goal line. They center it out in front. Pass goes up top for Calvis, right point. Righty shot goes wide as he was looking for a redirection. As Kansas City gets it up top, they stay in the offensive zone as the Mavericks wing it around the boards, right side. Now they kick it back to the far corner as they reverse it. As the Mavericks now around Utah's net towards the near side. As Kansas City keeps the puck, Hayhurst with a shot, and he scores. Jacob Hayhurst skated towards his left and fired towards Januzzi, and it goes past him as Kansas City gets their first goal of the night with 3:02 left in the first. Hayhurst, a good goal scorer, just kind of did a half circle towards the middle. Then he fired a lefty shot. I'm not sure if Januzzi, it looked like he did have decent vision on it, but Hayhurst, who's a good goal scorer, was able to get it past him. For Jacob Hayhurst, that's his 17th goal of the season. As the Mavericks cut into the Utah lead, it's now 2-1. As Hayhurst talking about that goal he scored, as he's talking it over with David Cotton. As Hayhurst having a good time. 3 minutes left in the first. A sellout crowd at Cable Dahmer Arena. Grizzlies win the draw, skating from right to left. Stapley skates towards the corner. He gets pushed by the 6'9 Carlson. Stapley gets pushed as Cutler trying to center it. That's taken away by Kansas City. Mavericks are playing in their 1,001 game as a franchise. They get towards McKenna. Left side shot, saved by Januzzi. What a stop by Dante as the pass across went through. The one-timer was saved by Januzzi. Grizzlies cross center. Stapley will move it in as the Mavericks get it with Carlson. As he'll throw it back towards Borchard. Borchard gets hit. He gets cut off at center ice by Messner. Adam Berg gets the puck as he skates towards the left side. Berg gains the line, skates towards the circle as he's being held up by on his right. As Berg crashes off the end boards and gets to Messner, who wings it up top for Wickers. The puck got Aaron Durrett as the puck exits the zone. Wickers gathers it and throws a diagonal pass towards the right side. Kansas City gathers it as the Mavericks skating from left to right with 2 minutes left in the first. Diagonal pass to the right connects. The Mavericks cross center. Jaremko will bounce it in as Grizzlies will filter it off the near boards. The Mavericks will get it back in their own end as they spread the ice. Kansas City feeds it to their right. Schoenbart crosses center ice with the puck, and he'll tap it off the near wall. Rossini chases after it. Rossini gets it, and he backhands it across to Teixeira, who moves it ahead. As the Mavericks gather the puck at their blue line as the pass towards Aragon didn't connect. As the Mavericks will move it ahead to bounce off a stick at center ice. As Utah will throw it back in. Puck on its side is taken by Kansas City. They skate around Kelly's net as they'll move it ahead. Kansas City will have a tap off a Grizzly stick. And the Mavericks cross center ice. And Bobby Hampton firing it in. Hampton had an assist last night. Grizzlies cross center ice near side. They gained the line. Mayhew fires it around the wall. As chasing after it's Santorno and Theo Calvis. Calvis gets it and throws to the near side. Now the Mavericks with 1 minute left in the first will move it ahead. Grizzlies at center ice picking off as Wicker's trying to get it to Cutler. Cutler trying to locate it, but it goes to Theo Calvis, who chases after it in the Grizzlies zone. Calvis gets knocked down. Grizzlies cross center ice, and they slide it ahead to Burke, who gets to the far corner. Burke gets pushed in the back as he tried to move it across. Now goes back towards Burke, who reaches for it. Burke trying to tap it towards Stapley. It stayed in the corner, 2-on-2 battle. Kansas City comes out of the pile with the puck. Half a minute left in the first period. Utah leads 2-1. Mavericks cross center ice. Hayhurst gains the line. He'll feed it to his left. Now back towards Hayhurst, who gets blasted along the end boards. 22 seconds left. Stapley in the far side near the corner. Gets it brushed away by Santurno, but it goes to Rossini, who feeds it across. Now it goes towards McKenna, who gets to the right side. Now back towards McKenna. It tapped off his skate. It goes to Kansas City, who tried to center it. It bounced off a Grizzly, and the puck ricochets all the way towards Dylan Kelly, who outlets it to neutralize. 2 seconds left in the period. Mavericks skate back in, but that will do it for 20 minutes over at Cable Dahmer Arena as the Grizzlies scored 2 goals, 2 minutes and 6 seconds apart. Dylan Fitz and Adam Berg found the back of the net. Kansas City late in the first period got a goal from Jacob Hayhurst, with David Cotton getting an assist. So it's a good start for the Grizzlies. They lead after one. 2-1 the score. We'll go over the stats in the first period, and also we'll go over some scores from around the world of sports. After one period, it's the Grizzlies 2 and the Kansas City Mavericks 1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
After one period, the Grizzlies lead the Mavericks 2-1. Looks like Grizzly fan Nadine Hellowell is watching the game from Hawaii, which is certainly warmer than the Salt Lake Valley and definitely warmer than the Kansas City market, which I think the temperature is still in the single digits over in Kansas City. However, that didn't deter the crowd. A sellout crowd is over at Cable Dahmer Arena, braving the cold to get out to Independence, Missouri. And it was a pretty good first period for the Grizzlies. They lead 2-1. Grizzlies are 10-3 when scoring first. They ended up tallying the first 2 goals of the game as Dylan Fitz found the back of the net right off a draw. 6:26 in. The Grizzlies Iron Man Tyler Penner picked up his 6th assist of the year. But for Dylan Fitz, it's been a great road trip. It's his 5th goal in the month of January. 5th goal on the road trip. Obviously, it's the 9th game in January, and all of them have been on the road. And, Fitz, it was almost like the draw went between the Mavericks forwards and defensemen. Fitz just kind of skated over there, got the puck, and fired away. So Fitz is the Optum first goal of the game score as he tallied Utah's first goal, 6:26 into the contest. 2 minutes and 6 seconds later, 8:32 in, it was Adam Berg scoring his 6th of the year as the puck ended up in the left point with Sam Rossini. Rossini fired towards the net, and the puck bounced off of Berg. Looked like it bounced off Berg and then went off his skate, and then the puck ended up in the crease. Kelly couldn't find it. Berg got it, and then he just kind of slid it past the goal line to make it 2-0. Sam Rossini and Keone Teixeira each picked up an assist, and for Rossini, you talk about a guy that now has an assist in each of his 2 games professionally as he signed with the Grizzlies earlier yesterday. And for Keone Teixeira, it's his 7th assist of the season. Kansas City later on in the first period scored 16:58 in as Jacob Hayhurst got his 17th of the year with Nolan Walker and David Cotton getting the assists. just one of those plays. Hayhurst skated around Utah's net, just kind of did a circle towards the left, the slot from the right side, and he just kind of found a shooting lane and was able to thread the needle. There were quite a few bodies out in front, and it just got past Dante Januzzi. It didn't look like it went high. It looked like it kind of went through Januzzi's arm, and that made it a 2-1 game as Kansas City got on the board late in the first period. There were 2 penalties in the first frame, and both were Kansas City's penalties. Ryan Devine got a holding minor, 10:44 in, and Bradley Schoenbart got a tripping minor, 13:37 in. So the 2 penalties really weren't that far apart. Even though the Grizzlies didn't score on that second power play, I think you have to really like the effort and the process that the Grizzlies were going through. They did a good job working the puck around. It looked like they were a little bit more patient once they entered the zone here tonight, and it was that combination of Stapley with Gallant mixed in there, with Mayhew and Cutler up top. The Grizzlies did a good job working the puck around, and even though they didn't score a goal, I think you have to like the process of that power play for the Grizzlies. Looked like, everything was kind of working well, and sometimes, you look at the game plan and what they want to execute. Really, for Utah, it looked like everything but a goal was executed as they were able to get a few shots on that power play. But one thing for Utah that they wanted to do is they wanted to control the scoring chances for Kansas City, who's a high-powered offense. They're 4th in the league, averaging over 4 goals per game. Kansas City, on average, outshoots their opponents by 6 per contest. But here in the first period, the Grizzlies really were well in control. Utah had 10 shots to Kansas City's 6 in the first period. In terms of shots for Utah, Brett Stapley and Brandon Cutler each had 2. And then 1 shot for 6 different players, including Fitz and Berg, who each found the back of the net on their 1 shot. Wickers, Burke, and Sam Rossini each fired a shot as well in the first period. And Kyle Mayhew also had 1 shot. For Kansas City, they only had 6 in the first period. Cade Borchard led the way with 2 shots. Borchard doesn't have any points tonight. He has a point in 7 straight games for the Mavericks. 1 shot each for Nate Konepke, Bradley Schoenbart, Jacob Hayhurst. Hayhurst's 1 shot found the back of the net, and Nolan Walker also had 1 shot in the first period. So I think if you're the Grizzlies, you have to be pretty happy with the way the first 20 minutes came out. Now, obviously, they're going to have to play well in the next 40 minutes. And Kansas City's that type of team. They've got so much firepower offensively. You're going to have to put in a good 60-minute effort. You're going to have to work for 60 full minutes if you want to come away with 2 standings points against the first-place Kansas City Mavericks, who have won 10 in a row. And during their 10-game winning streak, they've been unbelievable, outscoring opponents 51-22. So after 1 period, the Grizzlies have a 2-1 lead. When we come back to the Rio Tinto Kennecott intermission report, we'll go over some scores from around the league, and we'll also give you an update on the NFL playoffs as well, as Utah leads 2-1 after 1 period of play on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
After 1 period of play, Utah leads Kansas City 2-1. Other action in the league, 1 game has gone final as Adirondack defeats Trois-Rivières by a 5-2 score. Corey Thomas was the -2 and had 1 shot for Trois-Rivières, Bryson Martin was scoreless this afternoon. Looks like Trois-Rivières once again without star forward Matthew Boucher, who was the 2020-21 League Rookie of the Year with the Grizzlies. Adirondacks in first place by a wide margin in the North Division. They defeat Trois-Rivières 5-2 earlier today. Second intermission, Reading leads Maine 3-1. Halfway through the third period, Newfoundland and Norfolk are tied at 1. First intermission, Atlanta leads South Carolina 2-1. Also after one period, Indy leads Toledo 1-0. First intermission, Cincinnati leads Kalamazoo 2-0. Also after one period, Florida has a 2-0 lead over Savannah. Jacksonville leads Greenville 3-0 in the first intermission. Also after one period, Wheeling and Iowa are scoreless. Halfway through the first period at Memorial Coliseum, Worcester leads Fort Wayne 1-0. And at 7 o'clock, Idaho is at Rapid City. Last night for Idaho, Willie Nerum had 4 goals as the Steelheads dominated for their 24th victory of the season. Kansas City is in first place in the Mountain Division. Idaho is currently in second. In the NFL playoffs, the Ravens-Texans game was tied at 10. At halftime, the Ravens responded with 24 unanswered in the second half as the Ravens advanced to the AFC Championship game, and they defeat the Houston Texans 34-10. In a game that's going to take place in about 20 minutes over in Santa Clara, the Green Bay Packers take on the San Francisco 49ers. Niners are a 10-point favorite in that game, and the winner of that game will go to the NFC Championship game where they will face the winner of tomorrow's Detroit Lions Tampa Bay Buccaneers showdown. For the Ravens, they go to the AFC Championship game, and they will face the winner of the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills matchup. That certainly turned into a great rivalry. I know a lot of fans in attendance at Cable Dahmer Arena have a lot of thoughts about that upcoming game tomorrow. I'm pretty sure everybody that's wearing a Kansas City Mavericks uniform and everybody that works for the Kansas City Mavericks are happy that the Mavericks don't play at the same time as the Kansas City Chiefs. In the NHL, the Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, came up with a big 7-4 road victory over the Philadelphia Flyers. It's a busy night in the NHL. And let's go over some of the scores. A few games have gone fine, and we talked about Colorado defeating Philadelphia 7-4. Other games have gone final. Tampa Bay defeats Buffalo 3-1. Arizona over Nashville 3-2. In overtime, Winnipeg defeated Ottawa 2-1. 3 games in progress. Late first period, Montreal leads Boston 2-1. Also, late first period, Dallas leads New Jersey 1-0. And after one period, Vancouver leads Toronto 3-0. Later on today at 6 o'clock, Washington is at St. Louis. At 8 o'clock, Edmonton is at Calgary. Anaheim is at San Jose. Pittsburgh is at the Vegas Golden Knights. And at 8:30, the New York Rangers take on the LA Kings. So a busy night in the NHL and a busy day in the world of sports. When we come back, we'll have second period action over at Cable Dahmer Arena as the Grizzlies lead the Mavericks 2-1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Well, they're showing some highlights of the first period on Flow Sports. For a second, I probably thought they were starting second period action, as the Grizzlies did a good job getting shots on net. As a shot was taken from the slot and then towards the right side that Kelly made a save on, as Dylan Kelly stopped 8 of 10 in the first period. Kansas City over towards the right side. It's Hayhurst skating towards his left and firing it past Dante Januzzi for the Kansas City goal. As Hayhurst raised his right arm in celebration, as just trickled past Dante Januzzi as the puck got air under it. It didn't go high, didn't go low, just kind of went through the Utah netminder. Oddly enough, it looks like they have skipped the 2 Utah goals that were scored 2 minutes and 6 seconds apart in the first period. As looks like the Zamboni has done its job, and we'll have second period action shortly from Cable Dahmer Arena. We're back in a couple minutes on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Grizzlies lead the Mavericks 2-1 over at Cable Dahmer Arena. We didn't talk about the scratches for both teams. For the Grizzlies, goaltender Garrett Metcalf is a scratch. 2 defensemen are out, Kay Jensen and Michael Underwood, and 3 forwards are out due to injuries. Dakota Raby, J.C. Campagna, and Cody Caron are all out of the Utah lineup. For Kansas City, forward Kyle Jackson is out of the lineup, as well as defenseman Jake McLaughlin and Jared Brandt. Grizzlies lead 2-1 on goals from Dylan Fitz and Adam Berg. Kansas City's goal was scored by Jacob Hayhurst. We'll come back and have second period action shortly as Utah leads Kansas City 2-1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
It's Utah 2, Kansas City 1. Watch out for the Grizzlies in the second periods. The second period has actually been Utah's best, where they've scored 43 goals and allowed 46. For Utah, it's really been a good job by the Dylan Fitz, Tyler Penner, and Aaron Aragon line. It seemed like that line played pretty well. In fact, in Allen last week, it was Fitz, Penner, and Raby. Raby's out due to an injury, and he was replaced on that line by Aaron Aragon. It looks like here in Kansas City, they've really picked up where they've left off, as that forward line contributed to both the Utah's goals last night and in the first period. Penner getting the assist, winning the draw, then puck went to Fitz, and Fitz just fired away, and Fitz has had a pretty good January, scoring 5 goals, and this is the 9th game in the month. And for Tyler Penner, you talk about a guy that had 3 assists against Allen on January 10th. He had 1 assist on January 12th. For the Grizzlies Ironman, Tyler Penner, he's looked pretty strong here in the month of January. And Aaron Aragon certainly has looked good here in Kansas City. He was probably Utah's best player last night, and he had a pretty strong first period for the Grizzlies. It's Kansas City in an orange jersey with black on the shoulders towards the forearm, a little bit of orange on the elbows, white lettering with blue with the orange trim. For some reason, I want to say blue, looking at orange and black for some reason. Neither team wears blue in their color scheme. For the Grizzlies, they're wearing the cream alternates for the second straight night. Dylan Kelly, you see him on Flow Sports. He's a big guy at 6'5" and 216 pounds. He takes up a ton of the net. And Dante Januzzi gets it done in a different way. Januzzi not as big as Kelly, but he is quick and agile, and he certainly put that to display in the first period here tonight. 2 referees and 2 linesmen talk things over as we'll have second period action. Grizzlies will be skating from left to right as we see it on Flow Sports. Your mind's eye see it on YouTube. Kansas City will be skating from our right to our left. Patrick Curry will take the draw against Tyler Penner, as the Grizzlies will have Penner, Fitz, and Aragon out there, as well as Kyle Mayhew and Quinn Wickers. Jeremy McKenna is out there with Patrick Curry, along with Cade Borchard. The defensive pairing, we believe, is Nate Konepke and Marc-Olivier Duquette. As referee Andrew Bell has the puck, he raises his left arm and drops the puck with his right. And we're underway here in the second period as the puck goes towards Carlson. So not the same defensive pairing for Kansas City, as Carlson will tap it off the near wing boards. Goes back to Utah. Their blue line is Mayhew backing out into his end as he'll feed it to the far side. Grizzlies moving out to center. Bounced off a stick, and it glides into the Kansas City zone. Carlson takes up a ton of ice at 6'9", 225. He'll fire it towards the near side. Grizzlies keep it in as Mayhew wings it ahead. Now slot fits. Righty shot is kicked away by Kelly. Puck goes back towards Carlson, who slides it ahead. As it goes past Bar, Utah's Kyle Mayhew chases after it, and the arm is raised. Icing is on Kansas City as we get our first whistle 32 seconds into the second period. Patrick Curry looking at the linesman saying that icing should have been waved off as Curry argues his case. But the linesman says, well, we already made the call. We're not changing our mind. Draws give me the Kansas City zone as Utah gets some new skaters out there. Stapley will take the draws out there with Nathan Burke and Brandon Cutler. Stapley crouches down low. Stapley can't believe it. He doesn't know why he's kicked out of the circle. He looks befuddled, but Brandon Cutler will take the draw. Stapley will shuffle towards his right initially. Then Nathan Burke took the right wing. Stapley will skate towards the left wing. Puck is dropped and won by Kansas City. Well, kind of an odd start here to the second period as Mavericks throw it to the far side. Just kind of looks like everybody's looking around trying to figure out how to keep their balance. Kansas City gains the line. Curry throws it in. As 2-on-2 battle behind Utah's net. Januzzi looks over his right shoulder as it goes towards Teixeira, who skates towards the far side. Turnover. Shot saved by Januzzi. The Kansas City player is down towards the far circle as the puck goes to Kansas City as they'll wing it around the boards. As chasing after it's Nathan Burke. Burke gets it, and he'll toss it across. Kansas City intercepts it at center ice. Marc-Olivier Duquette will throw it back towards the defenseman in the Maverick zone. As Nate Konepke skates towards the left wing. Konepke gets to center ice, and he'll fire it in. Looks like the center ice line is more orange than red as Teixeira throws it around Utah's net towards the far side. It kicks off a skate as the puck drifts towards the near wing. Konepke throws it across. Now goes back to Konepke. He'll take a lefty shot, and it goes wide as it might have gotten redirected by David Cotton. Cotton a big forward as there's a battle in the far corner. 2 Grizzlies and 2 Mavericks over there about 2 minutes into the second period. As the puck squirts out to Stapley. Stapley in the far corner gets it to Teixeira behind Utah's net. Teixeira will tap it off the near boards. It goes to neutral ice. Kansas City throws it back in. Delayed offside. Grizzlies get it. Teixeira long-range pass connects as Grizzlies gain the line. As Stallard throws it around the wall. It goes to the near corner. Kansas City gathers it. As they'll move it ahead to center ice, it bounced off a Mayhew stick, and it goes towards Messner. He slides it towards his left. Berg trying to locate it. Berg finally does and feeds it back to a defenseman as it goes towards, I believe, Quinn Wickers, who surveys in the far circle. Now he gets it across to Mayhew. Mayhew fakes to Wickers. He crosses center ice, and he'll backhand it in as the puck skips towards the end boards. Big-time hit delivered by Berg on number 5, Nate Konepke, as Kansas City crosses center ice. Skating down the middle is Hayhurst. He's got Kansas City's goal. He gets it poked away. Grizzlies gather it, and they skate from left to right. Gallant will get to center ice and move it to his right for Messner. Messner skates to the near goal line, takes a shot, saved by Kelly, as Messner did a good job to avoid Kelly as he was skating towards him. About 3 minutes into the second period, Kansas City skates down the middle, take a lefty shot, and is blocked. As it got blocked away by Quinn Wickers. Kansas City wings it towards the right side. Mavericks throw it back towards the near corner. As Berg will backhand it to the point, taken by Schoenberg, who keeps it in. He'll direct it to his right. Now it goes back up top to Theo Calvis, third year with Kansas City. Calvis rolls it along the boards, and it goes past Jaremko as he chases after it. Jaremko reverses it back and kicks off Akoski towards the middle. Utah taps it off the far boards as Grizzlies clear it out. It looks like it's going to be icing on Utah as there's 16 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second. Kansas City was able to establish some offensive zone time there, but Grizzlies defensively done a pretty good job, and they've done a much better job at neutral ice, making Kansas City work to enter the offensive zone. Last game of the road trip, Utah's 3-5 on the current trip. Utah will play their first game in the 2024 calendar year at Maverick Center on Wednesday night, a Smith's family night. First of a 3-game series against Rapid City. Grizzlies win the draw, and they'll saucer it out to center ice. Now Kansas City skates back into the near circle as Santurno will get it up top. Right side, lefty shot goes wide. Mavericks hit the side of the net on a rebound. As Kansas City over the near circle, as David Cotton surveys as he dances around. Now Cotton loses the puck. Grizzlies will brush it out to center. It's taken back by Kansas City. They cross the center orange line. Now they cross the blue line. Skating towards the near corner is number 24, Olivier Duquette, the defenseman. He gets blasted by Mayhew. Puck goes back to Duquette, who backpedals towards the point. He takes a lefty shot. It's blocked away. Slot. Rebound shot goes wide. Taken by David Cotton. Cotton chases after it. He gets on the far side. He gets around Mayhew. Cotton still with the puck, and he'll tap it off the far wall towards Notbar. Notbar, far corner. Bounces it off of Cotton, who gets challenged by Wickers. Now towards Januzzi, and we get some real pushing and shoving after the whistle as Notbar loses his cool and throws a bunch of body shots towards Kyle Mayhew. As Notbar is grabbed, he's grabbed Mayhew by the jersey. Mayhew goes under the legs of the linesman to try to break free. As after the whistle, Notbar just threw a bunch of body punches towards Kyle Mayhew. As it's still 2-1 Grizzlies. Notbar threw it towards the middle to David Cotton. Puck ended up with Januzzi, and then Notbar tapped towards Januzzi, and then Notbar just started punching Mayhew as Mayhew was confronting Notbar for kind of tapping his stick towards Januzzi. And I got to imagine the Grizzlies are going to get a power play there as Notbar looks like he was directing some words towards Kyle Mayhew. And I got to think Notbar is going to get a penalty there. As Fitz over there with Jaremko, and they're at center ice. So looks like 2 minutes for roughing is called on Justin Notbar. And Notbar, yeah, you're in the 2 minutes. I mean, you can't just punch a guy after the whistle and get away with it, I would think. So Notbar gets one of his gloves and his stick. He's in the penalty box, and the Grizzlies, for the third time this evening, will be on the power play. There's 15 minutes and 33 seconds left in the second. Notbar was the number one star of the game. He scored 2 goals in the third period last night. So it's a power play for the Grizzlies. Draw one by Cutler as it goes to Stapley in the right point. Grizzlies lead 2-1. As Stapley over in the corner near side moves to Gallant, back to Stapley, who gets to Mayhew on the right side. Mayhew over to Stapley. Stapley skates back towards the corner. He brushes towards the middle for Gallant as the puck tapped off a stick. Cutler gets tripped up as he leapt over a Maverick player as the puck goes out to center ice. And the Mavericks will fire it towards Januzzi. Januzzi gloves it, and he throws it with his glove towards the near corner. Taken back by Kansas City. Borchard centers it. Lefty shot. Saved by Januzzi. As Kansas City with a pretty good look shorthanded. As the scrum's over in the near corner, as 3 Grizzlies and 1 Maverick hack away. Grizzlies come out of the pile with the puck as Brandon Cutler skates down the middle, still in the Grizzly zone. He throws it between his legs to Mayhew, across the center ice. Mayhew will tap it towards the far side. Puck got air under it. Mavericks chase after it. Grizzlies deliver a hit. Utah behind Kansas City's net as Grizzlies get pushed. Burke trying to locate it, and the puck goes towards Cutler. Now it bounces to Kelly, who covers up as Kansas City very aggressively in front of the crease, trying to protect to make sure Utah couldn't get a grade A shot off. That's really good defensive work by Kansas City, and that's what every team needs to do on their penalty kill. Just do whatever you can to protect the net, even if we got to be ultra physical in doing so. Grizzlies did a good job getting it out in front, but just didn't have anybody home as Kansas City was doing a good job protecting their house. Halfway through the power play, both teams will change up skaters. McMessner crouches down to take the draw. Messner wins the face-off as Fitz chases after it. He gets it in the right-left point and fires towards the net on a backhand shot. It's poked away by Carlson, who clears it all the way out. Grizzlies chase after it. Teixeira gathers it behind Utah's net. He'll tap it across towards the far side as Grizzlies. McMessner is challenged by McKenna as Messner will push it ahead. Kansas City gets it neutralized, and they fire it back in. Grizzlies towards the near side. Dylan Fitz gathers it as we get a whistle. 34 seconds left in Utah's power play as Hayhurst talking things over with somebody on the ice. As draw's going to be at center ice. Not quite sure why the whistle blew there. Maybe the puck exited play or was played with a high stick or something. Either way, draw's going to be at center ice. 14:06 is left in the second. Utah still leads 2-1. Stapley takes the draw against the former Worcester Railer. Cole Koski's had an outstanding career. Koski's had a great year with 16 goals and 18 assists and a +17 rating. Grizzlies win the draw. They skate from left to right here in the second period. Utah crosses the center ice logo as Burke gains the line, skates towards the left side. Lefty shot goes high as it went over Dylan Kelly's glove. Stapley keeps it in near point. He gets to Burke. Now back to Stapley. He's got 6 power play assists. He slides it towards Mayhew, back to Stapley. Right side, toe drag. Stapley fakes a shot. Now he glides towards his left. He'll take a righty shot, and it's blocked away. Puck goes back towards Mayhew, or back to 5-on-5 skating. It goes to Stapley. Right side, toe drag, shot. Goes wide as he went stick side on Kelly and just missed the net. As Cutler towards the far side, Gallant battles with 2 Mavericks. As the puck trickles towards Nockbar, fresh out of the box. 2-on-1, Nockbar skates down the middle, drifts it over to the right side. Righty shot, saved by Januzzi, and Dante covers up just to the left side of the crease. Boy, Januzzi did a great job coming out of the crease to cut off the shooting angle from the far side. 13 minutes, 13 seconds left in the second period. It's the Grizzlies 2 and the Mavericks 1. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West, or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
It's still 2-1 Grizzlies. Nobody has scored here so far in the second period. Kansas City has 4 shots in the second. The Grizzlies have 2. Dante Januzzi's made some spectacular saves there in the second period. He did a good job cutting off the shooting angle there and was able to cover up. As Januzzi, one of the quicker goaltenders in the league. Back to live action. Kansas City wins the draw. They dump it in. Grizzlies roll it along the boards towards the far side. Jordan Stallard drops it off. As Grizzlies moving out to center ice. As Utah taps it in, Stallard chases after it. Stallard looks like he's got pretty good size. Mavericks moving out to center. It's taken away by Teixeira, who glides back into his own zone. Now he feeds it to the right side at center ice. Grizzlies cross center and fire it in. Utah's Dean Yakura chasing after it. Stallard slides it in front as Teixeira skates down the middle. Lefty shot goes wide. Teixeira gets it off the boards and drops it for Stallard in the near corner. And Stallard will roll it around. Utah gets cut off by number 21, Bobby Hampton, who's playing defense for Kansas City. He's normally a forward as the Mavericks throw it in. Kansas City gets double teamed by Rossini and Teixeira as the puck kicks towards the near corner. Nockbar gets it. He feeds it up top to Devine, who slides it to his right as the Mavericks get it back up top to the right side. Kansas City fires towards the net and it's blocked away by a teammate. Grizzlies have it in their own zone as Rossini loses the puck. Patrick Curry skates down the middle, back in, shot and a score. As Curry connected on a backhand shot after Utah turned it over. And 8 minutes into the second period, it's a 2-2 game. It just looked like Rossini bobbled the puck for a second. Curry took it away, then just kind of went 5-hole on Januzzi as just kind of slid a backhand shot past the goal line. So Patrick Curry, one of the best scorers in the league, gets his 18th goal of the year. 12:03 left in the second. We're tied at 2. As Grizzlies scored the first 2 goals, Kansas City has responded with 2 unanswered. Grizzlies win the draw. They move it ahead. Action near the Kansas City line as Gallant fires it in, as playing it behind his net's Dylan Kelly, as Devine over in the near corner battles with Berg. Berg chases after it. Kansas City gets it. Mavericks skate from right to left as they gain the line. Mavericks skate towards the right circle. They center it out in front, and no one was home as Berg had to go past him. As Grizzlies cross center ice, Mayhew backs it in, or make that Messner, as Berg delivers a shot on Theo Calvis. Action deep in the Kansas City zone. As Kansas City gets it, Berg on the back check chasing after him. As the Mavericks, Patrick Curry, who scored unassisted to tie it up, gets the puck, and he'll skate towards the right side. He tried to drop it off, and Utah took it away. Grizz backhand to pass, long range, connects. Stapley skates towards the right circle, throws it behind his back. As Utah, Nathan Burke tried to center to bounce off the stick of Nolan Walker. 2-on-2 battle. Borchard in the area as the Mavericks lift it high into the air. It goes over the head of Mayhew. Mayhew gallops after it. He'll throw it around Utah's net to Quinn Wickers. He slides along the far wing. Wickers' pass is taken away. Kansas City skates towards the left circle. Shot is blocked away. Hayhurst centers it. Lefty shot. And that one's blocked away as well. Stapley gets it. And he skates down the middle. He feeds it towards Cutler, who gets back checked. Is taking the puck away was Marc-Olivier Duquette, who's back in his own zone. Diagonal pass towards Carlson. Carlson gathers it, skates towards the blue line, fires a left point shot. Glove saved by Januzzi. He holds on with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second period. So Grizzlies with first period goals from Dylan Fitz and Adam Berg. Kansas City got a late first period goal by Jacob Hayhurst. And Patrick Curry scored unassisted a couple minutes ago to tie it up at 2. David Cotton will take the draw against Tyler Penner. Utah's ninth and final road game here on the trip. As Kansas City wins the draw, they get to the left point. Fitz challenges. The puck lifts towards the right corner. Galloping over there is Rossini. They'll slide it ahead. Puck goes back towards the far corner. Rossini pushes Cotton. As now it's a 2-on-2 battle in the corner. As Aragon over there. As Aragon backs out. As they're still battling in the corner. Kansas City comes out of the pile with the puck. They get it up top to Carlson, who fakes a shot. Now Carlson takes a lefty shot, and it bounces off of Fitz's stick and flies out of play. 10:03 left in the second. Draw's going to stay in the Grizzlies zone as the Mavericks with their affiliate on their right shoulder of the Seattle Kraken. Their AHL affiliate is the Coachella Valley Firebirds. As Draw's going to be in the near circle. When you go to a Grizzlies game, make sure to go to the Grizzlies team store. I know I got to go there next week. There's a sweet-looking hat that kind of resembled that green G on the front of the Grizzlies alternate jerseys. I'm going to have to get that next week at the Grizzlies team store when the Grizzlies take on Rapid City next week. Mavericks win the draw, left point. Lefty shot by Konepke is blocked as puck goes to the near corner. Gallant shaking his hand back and forth as he was the one that blocked the shot. Kansas City skates around Utah's net as Mavericks hustle towards the left point. Lefty shot goes wide by Konepke again. Now Konepke will gallop towards the near side. Grizzlies Gallant hustles after it, and the puck goes back to Utah. Messner with good speed, crosses center ice, gains line, drops it off, left point. Lefty shot goes wide as the puck trickles around the wall. Mavericks center ice will bounce it off a Grizzlies stick. It goes deep in the Grizzlies zone. Schumbart skates around Utah's net. He's being back checked by Stone. Schumbart drops it off. Kansas City skates towards their left. Now they're in the slot. Righty shot. Kick saved by Januzzi as the puck goes back to center ice. Mavericks diagonal it over to Schumbart, who gains the line left point. He'll get some air under it as it fires off the near corner. Now the puck behind Januzzi's net as he looks over his right shoulder. As the Mavericks come out of the pile with the puck, they skate towards the corner. Now they get it up top, but the puck exits the zone as Ryan Devine will intervention after it. As Devine in front of Kelly's net moves it ahead as the Mavericks still in their own zone being challenged by Burke. As Burke pushes Kansas City, Mavericks will direct it towards the near wing boards. Now Kansas City moves it out to center. It's taken away as Cutler gets spun around at the blue line, and the whistle blows. Looks like Utah's offside as the Mavericks did a good job protecting the line and spun around Cutler to mess up the timing. 8:43 is left in the second period. We're tied at 2 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Looks like the New York Islanders made a head coaching move as Lane Lambert has been fired by the Islanders, and he's been replaced by Patrick Waugh. So Patrick Waugh, the legendary goaltender, is the new head coach of the New York Islanders. More hockey in 15 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
We're tied at 2 halfway through the contest. Grizzlies are 0 for 3 on the power play. Kansas City's yet to have one. Mavericks have outshot the Grizzlies 13-12. Not many shots on either side. As the puck goes deep in the Kansas City zone after they won the faceoff. Grizzlies skate from left to right here in the second period as Stapley gets it taken away in the far circle of the Kansas City zone. Mavericks will Throw it out to the near side. Kansas City will saucer it ahead as Mayhew collides with Schoenbart and make that Luke Severino as the puck goes back towards the left side. Devine with the lefty shot is kicked away by Januzzi as Wickers towards the far corner, moves it ahead. Big-time collision as it goes to Stapley, who backhands it ahead, but Kansas City takes it away, and they'll fire it towards the near corner as the Mavericks get double-teamed as Kolkoski skates towards his right. Stapley pokes it away. Mavericks keep it in as they'll throw it to the right point. Mavericks get to the far corner as Kansas City will get it up top to Theo Calvis. He'll take a righty shot, and he goes wide, ricocheting off the far boards as Knockbar in the area. As Curry gets to Knockbar, trying to throw it behind his back towards Curry. Right circle, lefty shot goes wide as the puck trickles towards the near wing. Curry hustles after it and gets it to Devine, who fires it across. Far circle, Kansas City in the attack zone as Knockbar will throw it to Curry behind Utah's net. Curry skates towards the far side. Now Curry drops it off. They get around Mayhew. Mavericks around the net as they'll kick it up top. As left point's kept in by Devine, who skates towards his right. He'll slide it to the near circle. As Kansas City, Patrick Curry fires lefty shot, saved by Januzzi. Rebound goes to Stallard, who gathers the puck and carries it out to center ice. Stallard 1-on-3 will dump it in. Grizzlies change up as they get 5 new skaters on the ice. About 7 minutes left in the second period. We're tied at 2. As the Mavericks, Theo Calvis will slide it towards the far side. Now they filter it to center ice. The puck skips deep in the Grizzlies zone, and icing is on Kansas City as they couldn't connect on the stretch pass towards center ice with 6:54 left in the second period. And I guess breaking news in the NHL, the New York Islanders, we mentioned a couple minutes ago, Lane Lambert has been replaced as head coach, and Patrick Waugh, the legendary netminder who played with Montreal and Colorado, he's the new head coach of the New York Islanders. Certainly an interesting hire there. So Grizzlies won the draw as Teixeira throws it down low. Now goes back up top to Teixeira, but it bounced off a stick out to center ice. Teixeira back in his own zone. Will slide it towards the far side. Utah will get it past Penner as he ducked his head. Fitz gains the line, stops on the right point, and fires a shot that goes wide as it ricochets towards the corner. Penner backhands it out in front towards Aragon. Now it goes back to Penner. Righty shot is blocked away by Calvis as Kansas City will bank it off the near boards. Mavericks cross center ice. 3-on-3. Mavericks skate in. Shot saved by Januzzi. As Jeremy McKenna got a lot of velocity on a shot from the near circle, Januzzi was able to gather it and make the body save as he holds on with 6:22 left in the second. Well, a good shot by McKenna. You could tell why he's been a good goal scorer over the last couple of years. McKenna was one of Kansas City's top goal scorers last season, where he had 22 goals in 36 games. He also spent 27 games in the AHL last year, where he had 5 goals. In 11 games in the AHL this season, he had 2 goals. He has 4 goals in 4 games with Kansas City. Off the draw, left side, shot and a score as the Mavericks have taken a lead. Schoenbart fired the shot from along the near wing. Jaremko is nearby, and it looks like Jaremko redirected it into the back of the net. So 3 unanswered by the Mavericks, and they now lead 3-2. Boy, a very crafty play there as Jaremko just had his stick kind of laying in front of the crease. Schoenbart fired it towards Jaremko and towards the net. It bounced off of Jaremko's stick and ended up going past Januzzi. So the Mavericks with 3 goals and 16 shots. Looks like Jaremko gets his 5th goal of the season. For Schoenbart, he gets his 8th assist. It's now 3-2 Mavericks. They've scored 3 unanswered after the Grizzlies scored 2 early on. Kansas City has the puck in their own zone, skating from right to left. About 6 minutes left in the second period. Mavericks cross center ice. Skate down the middle. Now they veer it off to the right. Mavericks throw it to the high slot. Nobody was home. And Kansas City will hustle after it deep in their own zone as Carlson throws it towards his own goaltender. Now it gets kicked back to Carlson behind Utah's net as Cole Gallant challenging. Carlson gets to the near side as the Mavericks outlet it, but the Grizzlies keep it in the zone. Stapley has a glance off his stick towards center ice. Duquette also got an assist on the goal that gave Kansas City a 3-2 lead. Mavericks center, but they're offside. 5:37 left in the second. It's Kansas City 3, Utah 2 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Kansas City leads Utah 3-2. Mavericks have outshot the Grizzlies 10-2 here so far in the second period. On the goal that gave Kansas City a lead, Jake Jeremko gets his 5th of the year. He's the Kansas City captain. Time of goal 13:44 in with Schoenbart and Marc-Olivier Duquette getting the assists. As draws at neutral ice after Kansas City was called for offside before the timeout. Near the Kansas City bench, which is on the left side of center ice and the far side as we see it on Flow Sports. Grizzlies win the draw as Mayhew right wing backhands it in. Stapley chasing after it. He collides with Nate Konepke. This goes back to Kansas City. Mavericks do a good job winning the 50-50 pucks. They're in first place in the Mountain Division. Mavericks left wing pass connects and it bounced off of Severino's stick as Santurno. Severino must have been a player in baseball. Grizzlies skate in. Cutler down the middle. Lefty shot is blocked away. It stays in play. Maybe Luis Severino, the pitcher of the Yankees. That's what I'm thinking of. As Stapley gets it up top. Right point, Mayhew. Fakes towards his left. Shoulder shake. Now he gets to Cutler, who fires a shot from the right point. It's bounced off the stick, and it goes back to Cutler, who directs it to the left side for Mayhew, who gets around Nockbart. Mayhew skates around Kansas City's net. He's now on the right side. He pitches it up top to Wickers. He'll take a lefty shot, and it goes wide. Oh, it might have hit the pipe and gone as the iron was unkind. Mayhew fires towards the net. Kelly makes a save on his backside, and he holds on with 4:41 left in the second. Boy, it's tough to track shots sometimes on this feed, but it looked like Wickers hit the post. Yeah, it looked like it did. The iron was unkind as Berg was trying to redirect it. Boy, the Grizzlies came within inches of tying up the game. And then Mayhew fired towards the net, and then Kelly made the save and then fell on his backside in the crease. As it looked like Konepke tapped Burke by the stick, as both teams trying to protect their goaltenders here. As draws giving the near circle. Dean Yakura will take it. In action in the Maverick zone. Stallard is out there along with Cole Gallant. There's a draw won by the Grizzlies. It goes towards the right point for Teixeira. He'll slide it across. Rossini, left side. Lefty shot. See, rebound shot. Saved by Kelly as Rossini took a shot from the left side. And now Patrick Curry's getting very aggressive with Dean Yakura after the whistle as Curry tries to sneak in a couple punches with his glove as Dean Yakura had the audacity to try to find a way to get a dirty, greasy goal. As Rossini took the shot, Kelly kicked it, and then Yakura with the rebound. There literally was nothing Yakura did except for trying to score on a rebound there, and Curry went and attacked him after the whistle. We'll see if a penalty comes of it. You got to like, though, Kansas City's aggressiveness in protecting their goaltender. It's one of those where if you're on the other side, you look at it as a little bit unnecessary. If you're on their side, though, you're just doing what you got to do to win. Even though I think Grizzlies fans would have loved a penalty on Curry there, getting very aggressive as Yakura looked like he did nothing wrong except for trying to score on a rebound on a shot that was taken by Rossini. Draw one by Kansas City as the Mavericks skate from right to left. They're deep in their own zone as the Mavericks along the near side move it across. Kansas City left wing, cross the center ice. Now they move it into the zone as Jeremy McKenna along the left side skates towards a point. Now throw it to the corner as the Mavericks in the near side trying to center it. It goes past McKenna, who will hustle after it in the right point. McKenna keeps it in. He'll fire it across to the near corner as it goes to Borchard. It gets pushed by Yakura. Borchard drops it off as the Mavericks do a good job spreading the ice in the attack zone as Kansas City's Devine slides it across as McKenna on the left side gets a cross ice pass. He bobbled it for a second. Now he throws it towards the middle. Calvis righty shot saved by Januzzi as Kansas City's Patrick Curry will toss it behind his back towards the near wing board. Stallard battles. Yakura's over there as well as Borchard. As the puck slides towards the right point. Kansas City fires it towards the end boards for Borchard. It gets pushed by Yakura as Borchard gets it back up top. As Mavericks throw it towards the middle. Pass connects to McKenna, who gets tripped up. And a call is going to be made. That's going to be a penalty. Grizzlies touch up. As McKenna lost his balance, he was in the slot accepting a pass. Then he was skating towards his right. Grizzlies tripped him up and It's going to be Utah's first penalty of the game with 3 minutes and 31 seconds left in the second. Kansas City was 4 for 8 on the power play last night. They're 24.4% on the season. Keone Teixeira gets 2 minutes for tripping up Jeremy McKenna. As McKenna is kind of handling the puck, kind of bobbled it for a second. Teixeira sporting an A on his sweater, shakes his head back and forth. As the Mavericks going to be on a power play. It's the Grizzlies 2 and the Mavericks 3. Kansas City scored 3 unanswered after Utah scored the first 2 of the night. Mavericks win the draw. Duquette flings it towards his right. Now back to Duquette. Duquette directs it to his left for Curry. As Curry throws to the near goal line, now goes back to Curry, who's got a goal tonight, over to Duquette, who slides to his right, just outside the circle. Now back up top to Duquette. He feeds it to Curry. Curry, near circle, takes a lefty shot that's blocked away, as it was blocked by Mayhew, who throws it between his legs to Penner, who banks it off the near wing boards. It clears the zone as it goes towards Kansas City's end. Duquette, back deep in his own zone, will skate down the middle. 35 seconds into the power play. Duquette drops it off as the Mavericks cross center ice. Now they gain the blue line as they skate towards the right point. They try to get it back towards Duquette. Pass was too soft. Duquette gets tripped up by the blue line. Grizzlies have a breakaway. Utah skates in, backhand shot. Saved by Kelly as Gallant had a breakaway. Kelly made a big save as Gallant gets dumped towards by Koski in the far corner. Mavericks have it. As Kansas City back in their own end, they have not allowed a shorthanded goal this season. The Grizzlies have 5, and Gallant almost made it 6 on a breakaway. Mavericks regained the offensive line as they skate towards the left point with good speed. Koski skates towards the left circle. He drops it off. McKenna feeds it to the near corner. Now back up top to McKenna. Still slide it towards his right as Koski gets it up top for Hampton over to McKenna. McKenna skates towards his right. He'll take a righty shot. It's blocked away about 5 feet in front of the crease. The puck squirts towards the end boards. Grizzlies chase after it, and it goes to Kansas City. David Cotton feeds it to the right side. Now down the middle for McKenna. Will take a righty shot. Saved by Januzzi. As Dante holds on with 22 seconds left in the power play, as McKenna had a pretty good look down the middle, and Januzzi was able to make the body save as McKenna just kind of looks around, and Januzzi did a good job there. Bobby Hampton, watch out for him, quarterbacking the power play in the high slot as he stays on the ice. As there's 1 minute and 53 seconds left in the second. Kansas City leads 3-2. Draw on the far circle is won by the Mavericks. They'll slide it across, but the Grizzlies get a stick in the way and poking out to center. Mavericks regather. A good job by Nathan Burke to make sure to have Kansas City exit the zone. Now the Mavericks re-enter towards the right side as Hayhurst slides it up top. Mavericks, right point, get it across to Schoenbart. He feeds it to the near goal line for McKenna. McKenna, sharp-angled shot, hits the side of the net. As Teixeira is out of the box, he joins the play. We're skating 5-on-5 as Mavericks, far side, drifted towards the end boards, pass between the legs. As the Mavericks skate around Utah's net, Schoenbart reverses back to the far side. Wraparound shot is blocked away. Wickers did a good job protecting his net. As the Grizzlies will tap it off the far boards. It's still in Utah's zone. Grizzlies will drag it out to center ice. Grizzlies cross center with speed. Now Utah gains the line as Mayhew, far side, stops in the corner. He gets dragged down, no call. Mavericks come back the other way. Kansas City crosses center ice 3-on-3. Mavericks gain the line. Now they pitch it across, and the Mavericks bobble it on a pass from Nolan Walker. Grizzlies cross center ice 3-on-3. They'll lift it in. Puck ricochets off the near corner on one hop of the ice. It goes back towards Konepke, who backhands to Walker, who gets to neutral ice. Nolan Walker back to Konepke, who fires it across but fanned on it. As the puck trickles towards Aragon, he has a glance off his stick. It goes back to Kansas City. 30 seconds left in the second as the Mavericks spread the ice. As Kansas City directs it out to center ice. It bounced off the stick, and the Grizzlies will backhand it to neutral ice. Regathered by Dremko, who fires it into the far corner as Semick glides after it. Semick drops it for Rossini, who moves it ahead to Stapley. Stapley on the far side will get some air as he backhands it to center ice. Kansas City gloves it and drops it, throws it off a Rossini stick as Semick will guide it out to center ice. Puck goes back to Utah. They cross center, and Grizzlies 2-on-2 fire a shot at the buzzer. Time runs out as Kelly makes a glove save, and we've played 40 minutes. Now everybody's going after Dylan Fitz because the Mavericks thought that he took a shot after the buzzer sounded. And now some guy threw a right punch right there and that was Nockbar, who laughs. Nockbar seems to be that kind of player, as he punched Dylan Fitz after the whistle around the linesman, as they thought Dylan Fitz took the shot right after the buzzer, and he probably did. But Fitz kind of looking around, it's one of those split-second decisions. The horn sounds, you fire a shot towards the net. And Kansas City doing whatever they can to protect their goaltender as Tad O'Had walks off the ice. And Kansas City scored 2 unanswered in the second period as they now lead 3-2. We'll come back and recap the first 2 periods and go over some scores from around the world of sports. After 2 periods, it's the Mavericks 3, and the Grizzlies 2. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Second intermission over in Independence, Missouri. A frigid day. I think the temperatures are in the single digits over there. As the Mavericks lead the Grizzlies 3-2. Grizzlies scored the first 2 goals of the contest, and then Kansas City responded with 3 unanswered. Dylan Fitz got Utah on the board 6:26 into the first period with Tyler Penner getting an assist. And then 2 minutes and 6 seconds later, it was Adam Berg who found the back of the net for the 6th time this year. Sam Rossini and Keone Teixeira got the assists. Kansas City got on the board 16:58 into the first period with Jacob Hayhurst getting his 17th of the year, Nolan Walker and David Cotton getting the assists. Utah led 2-1 after 1 period. The Grizz outshot the Mavericks 10-6. 7:57 into the second period, Patrick Curry scored unassisted as he just took the puck away from a Grizzlies defenseman, then just kind of skated down from kind of angle right towards Januzzi and got towards the crease and fired a backhand shot. 5-hole past Januzzi, just kind of slid it between Januzzi's leg past the goal line. Curry's had an outstanding year. He has 18 goals this season, and that tied it up at 2, 7:57 into the second period. Kansas City took a lead, 13:44 in, as Jake Jaremko got his 5th of the year, and really a crafty play where Bradley Schoenbart was back along the near boards. He centered it out in front, of bounced off of Jaremko's stick, who was laying, as Jaremko had his stick kind of laying on the ice, just in front of the net. And puck bounced off of Jaremko's stick and kind of angled its way past Januzzi to give Kansas City a 3-2 lead. Just one of those lucky bounces. There wasn't much that Januzzi could do. Really, the only thing it could do is, if you want to defend a play like that, is to make sure that, Schoenbart doesn't get that pass towards Jaremko and maybe redirect it or something. Either way, Kansas City leads 3-2. Marc-Olivier Duquette also picked up an assist on that Jaremko goal that was scored 13:44 into the second period. Special teams have really not played a factor here tonight. Utah is 0 for 3 on the power play. Kansas City got a late second period power play after Keone Teixeira got a slashing minor, 16:29 into the period. I mentioned Utah outshot Kansas City 10-6 in the first period. The Mavericks responded by outshooting the Grizzlies 14-6 in the second. So through 2 periods, Kansas City has 20 shots and the Grizzlies have 16. It's a sellout crowd over at Cable Dahmer Arena. The attendance tonight, 5,828. 58-28, a sellout crowd over at Cable Dahmer Arena. In terms of the shots for the Grizzlies, obviously 16 through 2 periods. The Grizz are led by Brett Stapley, who has 3 shots. Quite a few players have 2 shots, including Fitz, who has 1 goal on 2 shots. Mayhew, Cutler, and Rossini each have 2 shots. And then 1 shot each for Yakura, Wickers, Berg, Burke, Gallant. Gallant with 1 shot, and Berg's found the back of the net. A few Grizzlies have yet to fire a shot towards Dylan Kelly through 2 periods. For Kansas City, 20 shots. They're led by Jeremy McKenna, who has 4 shots on goal. He hasn't registered a point yet. Cade Borchard has 3 shots. He has yet to register a point. Borchard has a point in 7 straight games coming into play tonight. Kansas City also has 2 shots from Jaremko and Curry. Each guy found the back of the net, and then 1 shot each for a few players, including Jacob Hayhurst, who scored late in the first period. For the Grizzlies, Dante Januzzi has saved 17 of 20. Kansas City's Dylan Kelly has saved 14 of 16. When we come back, we'll go over some scores from around the world of sports. As through 2 periods, Kansas City leads Utah 3-2 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for every.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Second intermission, Kansas City leads Utah 3-2. Other action in the league, Adirondack defeats Trois-Rivières 5-2. That game played earlier today as Adirondack's record goes to 27-8-2-1. Other games have gone final. Reading defeats Maine 5-1. Norfolk is a 2-1 winner over Newfoundland, so Jeff Carr's unit gets another victory. Keaton Jamison played for the Admirals. He had no points, but was a +1 for Norfolk in the victory, 2-1 over Newfoundland. And remember, the Norfolk Admirals will be at Mavericks Center for a 3-game series in the middle of March. Second intermission, South Carolina and Atlanta are tied at 3. Also after 2 periods, Indy leads Toledo 3-1. Cincinnati over Kalamazoo 4-1. That game's after 2 periods. Also after 2, the 2-time defending champion Florida Everblades leads Savannah 4-3. Also after 2 periods, Jacksonville leads Greenville 4-1. Second intermission, Wheeling leads Iowa 2-1. Looks like Jordan Martell's yet to get a point. He has yet to take a shot, and he's a -1 tonight. Don't forget the Wheeling Nailers will make their first ever appearance at Mavericks Center for a 3-game set in the middle of February. Once again, after 2 periods, Wheeling leads Iowa 2-1. Halfway through the second period, Worcester and Fort Wayne are tied at 1. And later tonight, in a game that gets underway in about 20 minutes from now at the Monument, Idaho is at Rapid City. Idaho is 24-11-1-1 this season. Rapid City is 17-18-2. The Grizzlies get their first look at Rapid City next week at Mavericks Center in what really should be an exciting 3-game series. And I'm looking forward to watching some live hockey for the first time in the 2024 calendar year. And hopefully we'll have some big crowds this upcoming week. Don't forget the Grizzlies' next home game is going to be on Wednesday night. It's going to be January 24th. It's going to be a Smith's family night where it's 4 tickets for $40 and $10 for each additional ticket. You want to make sure to take advantage of that. Go to UtahGrizzlies.com or go to any Smith's locations and ask about the Utah Grizzlies family nights, which are going to be every Wednesday home game throughout the rest of the regular season. Friday is going to be the middle game of the series. That's going to be 6 days from now, and it's going to be an AFCU Friday where tickets start just $10 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Mavericks Center box office. And I'm really looking forward to a week from now. The Guns N' Hoses extravaganza hopefully will be close to a sellout by the time we drop the puck next Saturday. So you're going to want to make sure to get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com and take advantage of that. And don't forget, not only make an evening out of it coming to the Grizzlies game, but how about make an entire day of it by attending the Guns N' Hoses charity games? I think there's going to be 3 of them starting at around 12:30 in the afternoon, leading up to the Grizzlies game at 7 p.m. That's going to be a ton of fun. You're going to want to make sure to get your tickets for the biggest home game of the season. That's going to be Guns N' Hoses night, and it's going to be 7 days from now at Mavericks Center. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com or by calling 801-988-8000. That's 801-988-8000. They show the graphic on Flow Sports, the box score on the ECHL app as Kansas City with 20 shots, the Grizzlies with 16. I guess the question is, do they give Fitz a shot there at the buzzer? The Kansas City was very upset that Fitz took the shot that they thought it was after the whistle. And after the buzzer for the second intermission took place, Grizzlies have really done a good job staying out of the penalty box, knowing that Kansas City's got a high-powered power play, and the Grizzlies have struggled on the penalty kill. So the Grizzlies have played a disciplined first 2 periods. They only had 1 penalty through 2 frames. As they show the Kansas City lineup, Bobby Hampton is normally a forward, but he's acting as a defenseman here tonight, this weekend. And Hampton looks like he's got pretty good speed, wearing number 21. Hampton, a former member of the Wheeling Nailers, as Luke Santurno and Justin Knockbar on the 4th forward line. But it's really been that second forward line for Kansas City that's done the damage. McKenna, Patrick Curry, and Cade Borchard. As they show Knockbar poking Januzzi, and I'm really surprised that Knockbar didn't get a penalty there. He really did a number on Mayhew, or maybe he did. He did get a roughing minor, 427 for that. There were some other points there where it looked like action was getting physical, and a couple points there. Patrick Curry pushing Dina Kura, that could have been a penalty, as Curry was right on the edge, but the call wasn't made. There's a second goal as it just glanced off of Rossini's stick as he was handling it, and Curry was able to put it away for his 18th of the year. And then later on in the second period, Jake Jaremko was able to score his 5th of the season. Jaremko normally scores a few more points than he has this season. As Curry high-fived everybody on the Mavericks bench. They show some highlights on Flow Sports. Curry's been a top scorer for the Mavericks all season. Kansas City really has gotten a lot of firepower from their forward lines, and it's not necessarily AHL caliber talent in terms of AHL contract guys. In fact, there's only 5 guys on the Kansas City roster that have AHL contracts right now. So really, it's been a lot of great performances by guys on ECHL contracts that have gotten the job done for Kansas City this season. Mavericks are looking to extend their winning streak to 11 games. Grizzlies are looking to end the road trip on the winning note. Utah's 3-5 on the road this year. And boy, 4-5 looks a lot better than 3-6. And I think if you went into this road trip knowing how much struggles the Grizzlies have had on the road yet this season, if you were to say at the start of January, hey, 4-5 road trip, I think you'll take it. And knowing how well the Grizzlies have played at Mavericks Center, and once again, we're looking forward to that 3-game series against Rapid City next week at Mavericks Center, beginning on Wednesday night with a Smith family night and a 7:10 start, with the first meeting this season between the Grizzlies and the Rapid City Rush. We'll come back and have third period action as we'll skate 5-on-5 to start the third period. Kansas City leads Utah 3-2. Let's see if the Grizzlies have a third period comeback in them, just as they had last Saturday, overcoming a 1-goal deficit, scoring 3 unanswered to defeat Allen 4-2 to take 2 out of 3 games in that series. We'll see if the Grizzlies have a similar type of third period in store here over at Cable Dahmer Arena, as I'm hanging out in a dark and empty Mavericks Center as Kansas City leads Utah 3-2. We'll have third period action shortly. This has been the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Expectations here will always remain high, and we'll continue to find a way.
Guys put together a lot of good games, you know.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. We're about set for the third period as Kansas City leads Utah 3-2. Grizzlies scored the first 2 goals of the contest, and then Kansas City responded with 3 unanswered, including second period goals from Patrick Curry and Jake Jaremko. We'll see if the Dylan Fitzpatrick, Tyler Penner, Aaron Aragon line gets going. Grizzlies have mixed up the forward lines a little bit here this weekend, so it's tough to really spot who's been with who. Looks like they split up that Stapley, Gallant, and Burke line. As looked like Brandon Cutler tonight has been working quite a bit with Brett Stapley. And I almost have that feeling. You talk about Mick Messner, with the 3 shorthanded goals this year, and obviously that shorthanded goal he had against Newfoundland on Black Friday, late in regulation, to give Utah some insurance. That was certainly a great moment in the first half of the season. I almost think back to last Saturday when the Grizzlies were down by 1 going into the third period. Allen was on the power play, and then Mick Messner scored shorthanded, and then soon after, Adam Berg gave Utah 3-2 lead, and then the Grizzlies held on to that 1-goal advantage until Josh Wesley scored an empty netter towards the end. Do the Grizzlies have that sort of third period in store? It's going to be tough against a really, really good Kansas City team, and this is our first look at the Mavericks this weekend as Utah didn't play them in the first 35 games of the regular season, but Kansas City looks like they're the real deal. And if there's any thought about, them having a second half of the season drop off, I really only see that happening if a lot of their ECHL contract forwards who have really produced a ton of goals for them, if they end up getting called up and they can't adequately replace them. Tad O'Had standing behind the Kansas City bench looks on. Tad O'Had, one of those guys, as he leaps back and forth. It looks like it's going to be Curry and Borchard out there to start the third period with Jeremy McKenna. Grizzlies might start the same 5 that started the game, although we're not sure, as Kanasowicz did change up the forward lines a little bit. As Kansas City in their orange jersey with a little bit of black and white mixed in will take the draw. Penner will take the face-off with Aaron Aragon out there. Curry will take the face-off for Kansas City. As the puck is dropped, Grizzlies win it. Utah skating from right to left in the third period as we see it on Flow Sports. They move it ahead to Fitz at center ice. Fitz dumps it in as Utah chases after deep in the Maverick zone. Penner avoids a check of Carlson as Penner throws it towards Fitz. Kansas City brushes it towards the far side. Mavericks get to neutral ice. They cross center. Kansas City will fire it into the right corner with an average velocity as Grizzlies get it back towards Fitz, who backhands it to center ice. Rink-wide pass to Penner connects. Make that Aragon. Aragon has it poked away as it goes towards the Kansas City bench. Aragon gets held up by a bigger skater in Carlson. Carlson has about a foot height advantage on Aragon. As the Mavericks enter the zone, left side, McKenna fires towards the net, and it trickles towards the backboard on one hop of the ice. As the Mavericks leap in the air as Curry avoids Wickers. Now Aragon hits Curry. They kick it out to McKenna out in front. It glanced off his skate towards the near side. Grizzlies will rainbow it out to center ice. Puck bounces in the Kansas City zone near corner. Ryan Devine hustles after it. He gets it 1 minute into the third period. Devine skates towards his left. He gets around Burke. He crosses the center orange line and dumps it in. Grizzlies chase after it. Teixeira avoids a check as Mavericks were barreling towards him. And now the puck goes back to Neutrise. Calvis fires it back in. Teixeira chases after it. Januzzi behind his net gets it and throws it towards Teixeira, who taps it off the near boards. It goes to Neutrise. Calvis fires it back in. Januzzi behind his net plays it 1.5 minutes into the third. As the Grizzlies skate from right to left, they spread the ice. Puck goes to Kansas City. Left point, lefty shot goes wide. It's probably more of a pass towards the corner than a shot. As Utah double teams Kansas City in the near corner as the Mavericks try to push it up top for Hampton. As Burke gets in the way, puck goes to Neutrise along the near wall. Burke brushes it ahead, but it's taken by Hampton, who gets pushed by Burke. Kansas City will move it ahead, left wing, and it doesn't connect, but icing is waved off as it got redirected at center ice. Grizzlies have it as Teixeira will slide it ahead. Puck still in the Grizzlies zone as Adam Berg will skate in front of Januzzi towards the far side. Now he drops it off for Teixeira, who feeds it to his left for Cutler, who gains center ice. Cutler fires it in and bounced off a teammate. Rolls towards Kelly, who kicks it away. Kansas City skates around their net as the Mavericks brush it towards their right. As Mavericks regaining the line, Utah moves it ahead. Utah gallops after it. Adam Berg gets spun around. Now Mick Messner spins it along the wall. Gallant gathers it on the right side, halfway between the point and the corner. He flips it to Berg as Berg switches places with Gallant. Berg tried to get it back towards Gallant. It's taken away by Kansas City, who gets pushed along the far boards. Utah will skip it towards the near corner. It goes to Wickers. It tapped off his stick. Kansas City will fire it off the near glass. Gallant keeps it in left point. He'll fire it across towards Berg as Berg gets pushed by Nate Konepke. As Konepke and Berg exchange some words, we get a whistle. Boy, holding's going to be the call. Who's it going to be on? It looked like both guys had a bit of a hold on each other. Konepke and Berg. This is a big call 3 minutes into the third period. Looked like it could have gone either way. The referee in the far corner spotted a holding call, and it looks like they're skating towards Januzzi, so it's going to be a Utah penalty. So they called Adam Berg for holding Nate Konepke, even though it looked like Konepke might have had just as much of a hold on Berg. As Berg gets some water, Grizzlies go on the penalty kill for the second time here this evening. 17:07 is left in the third. Kansas City leads 3-2. As the draw is going to be in the near circle, Nolan Walker will take it for Kansas City. Walker crouches down. For Utah, it's Tyler Penner. Penner wins the draw. Teixeira gets pushed in the near corner. Puck hit a stanchion. Penner along the near side gets it. He'll tap it off the boards. Grizzlies chase after it. Aaron Aragon over there. Kelly behind, over to the side of his net. Will tap it to the near corner, getting it before Aragon. Mavericks skate from left to right. As Bobby Hampton skates to Neutrise, he crosses center and chips it behind him. Mavericks cross center ice. Walker feeds it to his left. Kansas City gets around Utah's defense. Lefty shot saved by Januzzi. Boy, Jacob Hayhurst came in hot as he entered the zone, got around Utah's wall at the blue line, and he had a great look in the left circle, fired a shot, but Januzzi was able to make the save with 1:33 left in the Kansas City power play. So draws give me the Grizzlies zone. Januzzi with his professional green pads. As he looks on, he's been solid. He's kept the Grizzlies in this one as he has saved 17 of 20 so far. Messner will take the draw against Hayhurst. It's a draw won by Kansas City. They get to the right side for McKenna. He fakes a shot, skates towards his left as he drops it off for Hampton. Back to McKenna, who's now on the left point. McKenna now skates towards the left circle and stops as he surveys. McKenna throws it to the far goal line. It tapped off a stick as it goes to Schoenbart. And now galloping after it is Walker. Back to Schoenbart behind Utah's net towards the near side. He gets cut off by Wickers and reverses back up top as Walker slides it to Hampton. Hampton skates towards his left. He's a good skater. Over towards Hayhurst. Right side shot. Saved by Januzzi. He holds on with 1:01 left in the power play as Hayhurst had a pretty good look from the right side. But Januzzi made a glove save as both teams will change things up. Draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone as Hayhurst was looking for his second of the game. And it didn't look like he was all that frustrated. He knew he took a good shot, but Januzzi was able to make the stop. As Borcher talking things over, Kansas City runs two pretty strong power play lines. Cutler will take it for Utah, and Cutler wins it himself, and he'll tap it off the near glass. It goes past Duquette, and it goes deep in the Mavericks zone. As Kelly drops off for Duquette, who skates from left to right. As Duquette now skates down the middle. As Duquette will brush it back as the Mavericks get to neutralize. Borcher with a left wing pass. It connects to Curry, who taps it off the far boards. Mavericks enter the zone. It goes to Curry, who feeds up top to Cole Koski, who fakes towards his left. Koski skates towards the circle now. Gets to Duquette down the middle. Over to Curry, left side. Lefty shot is blocked away. Curry over to Duquette. Now to Koski in the right point. Back to Duquette, who directs it to his left for Curry. Back to Koski. Right side. Shot, stick save by Januzzi. Puck stays in the Grizzlies zone as the Mavericks towards the far side skate towards the circle. They get it up top. 15 seconds left in the power play. Curry, right point, surveys. Now he guides it towards his left. Duquette, lefty shot, stick save by Januzzi. Puck goes back to Kansas City as Koski throws it behind Utah's net. Grizzlies get towards Curry, who swings and misses as the Grizzlies are out of the box. Utah neutralize as Burke carries it in, drops it off for Berg out of the box. Berg over to the right side. Grizzlies gather it. They'll take a lefty shot and a score! Grizzlies tie it up as Brandon Cutler gets his 14th of the year. As Cutler high-fives everybody on the Grizzlies bench as he was just all alone in the right circle. Got the pass from Berg. Cutler right there on the dot called his own number and fired a pass Dylan Kelly. As Kelly had some traffic out in front of him at the last second, as Cutler fired it over his left shoulder. As Brandon Cutler celebrated as Utah has tied it up at 3. Adam Berg's going to get an assist as Cutler knew that was a big one as he shakes his head back and forth. So after Kansas City scored 3 unanswered, Brandon Cutler delivers the tying goal. So we're tied at 3. Kansas City wins the draw. They cross center ice skating from left to right as they'll skip it in. Januzzi behind his net. Will brush it towards the near side as the puck's along the boards. Kansas City has a bounce off their stick and it goes to center ice. Hampton will fire it back into his own zone. Now Hampton gets it back in the near side. He'll slide it across near the bench area. It tapped off the boards. Santurno couldn't get it as the Grizzlies fire it in. Kansas City will chase after it. They get it and skate around Kelly's net. Hampton's got good speed. He crosses center ice, gets around Penner, skates down the middle, takes a righty shot that's blocked away. But Hampton looks like he moves pretty well. As Wickers near corner, deep in the Grizzlies zone, he gets held up. Penner in the area as the puck trickles towards Fitz in the right side. He backhands it towards center ice as Kansas City will tap it off of Aragon, who gets it around center ice. Aragon fires it in as Kansas City and Utah both make line changes 6 minutes into the third period. It's anybody's game. We're tied at 3. As the Mavericks move it ahead, they get challenged by Berg at the blue line. Grizzlies skate in onside. Utah will stop on the right point as Gallant will filter it over to Mayhew. Mayhew skates down the middle. He gets poke checked. Now another Grizzly gets in the point. Back to Mayhew as he'll slide it ahead. It tapped off of Hampton as the puck squirts towards the far corner. Grizzlies chase after it. It goes to Kansas City. Mavericks throw it to the high slot. Mayhew fires towards the net. It goes wide as he might have been chipped towards the corner. A Maverick player is down along the far wing boards. This play is stopped with 13:31 left in the third. Now let's see if we find out who it is. Looked like a player was shaken up, and it's Jacob Hayhurst. As Hayhurst looks like he's slow to get to the bench. 13:31 left in the third period, and we're tied at 3 as Kansas' Brandon Cutler got the tying goal about 5 minutes into the third. We're tied at 3 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Cole Gallant gets 2 minutes for high sticking. He goes to the penalty box. Kansas City will be on the power play. We're tied at 3. Brandon Cutler scored 5:04 into the third period with Adam Berg and Nathan Burke getting the assists. Back after this.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, You always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Kansas City gets their third power play of the night as Cole Gallant got 2 minutes for high sticking, 6:29 into the third period. Cutler with his team leading 14th goal of the season. As they show the replay, Gallant and Hayhurst are both chasing after the puck. And then Gallant and Hayhurst. And then, I don't know. It looked like if Hayhurst got hit with the high stick, it was pretty subtle. He ended up grabbing his face. It's one of those that when you see it live, it looks like a penalty, but on the replay, not quite so sure. Grizzlies win the draw. They're in their own zone as Teixeira will clear it out. As Kansas City's on the power play, as they were 4 for 8 last night, they're 0 for 2 so far. Mavericks skate down the middle. They're still on their own end, skating from left to right. Mavericks cross center ice. Duquette will slide into the zone as he gets around Wickers. Wickers pushes down Duquette. Right side, Koski at the point. He stops, locates. Now we get a whistle. And it looked like Duquette and Wickers were colliding. Duquette holding his face. Wickers over there. Wickers pushes down Duquette. Are they going to give Wickers a penalty? As he was skating towards his left, just a simple takedown. Draw's going to be at center. Well, the referee's at center ice. Looks like there's a penalty. Who's it on? You got to be kidding me. Looks like it's going to be a 5-on-3 power play for 1:28. Duquette looked like he was showing blood, holding his face. High sticking's the call. And it's now a 2-man advantage for 1:28. Gallant is laughing. I think Wickers is also laughing. Duquette was over there. The stick got near Duquette, but I don't know that Wickers' stick made much contact there. And now it looks like timeout's being called, and we'll keep it here. If you're a Grizzlies fan, you're not so sure about it. After seeing the replay of both the Gallant penalty and the Wickers one, but Kansas City did a good job selling the call and making sure that they let the official know that they were penalized. I don't even know if the penalty was called live once Wickers dragged him down, or if later on they saw Duquette's face and decided to make the call. Either way, it's tied at 3, and this is a critical sequence as Kansas City is going to have a 5-on-3 power play for an extended period of time, 1:28. So this is one of those sequences you talk about. 2 high sticking penalties by the Grizzlies have given Kansas City a 2-man advantage. Kansas City did use their one timeout with 12:59 left in the third as Tad O'Had looks on. The Kansas City head coach, it's his 4th year on the job. He was on the hot seat coming into this season, but the Mavericks have really responded with a record of 27-7-1. Cotton will take the draw against Messner. As a draw won by Kansas City. They get it to the right side for McKenna. Now back up top is Kansas City. Gets it back towards McKenna. As McKenna over there to Walker. Walker back to McKenna. One-timer, and it goes wide as it ricochets off the end glass. Grizzlies, Teixeira moves it ahead. Grizzlies cross center ice. Messner, 3 shorthanded goals this season. Skates into the zone far side as he gets surrounded by Mavericks. Kansas City took the puck away. Messner hustles up ice. Mavericks cross center. They have numbers. They get it to the right side. Curry drops it off as Borchard, right side, will throw it back to the point for Walker, wearing number 20. 50 seconds left in the 5-on-3. As now it goes to the right side. As Curry over to Walker, walks towards the right side. Siren pass, shot, saved by Januzzi. What a stop by Dante. As the Mavericks throw it out in front of the crease. Grizzlies get it and they clear it out. Great job by Dante Januzzi after Kansas City got the centering pass out in front to connect. As the Mavericks, McKenna, left wing pass, Mavericks cross center ice. Now they veer into the zone. As Mavericks get back to McKenna, he's in the far corner. 20 seconds left in the 5-on-3. They get to Walker, back to McKenna. Now Walker gets it on the right side, back to McKenna. One-timer, stick save by Januzzi. Puck stays in play, right point. Walker over to McKenna, who fires it across off the corner. As there's 10 seconds left in the 5-on-3, Hayhurst back to McKenna, left circle. McKenna faked the shot. He gathers it, throws to the far goal line. Now back towards McKenna. He couldn't reach it. Walker chases after it. Out of the box is Gallant. 5-on-4 power play for Kansas City for less than 30 seconds. Mavericks, Patrick Curry, right side. We're tied at 3. He'll drop it off for Walker. Right side will take a righty shot. And a blocker saved by Januzzi. Puck goes towards the backboards as Borchard feeds it up top off the boards for Walker. He'll tap it off the far wall for McKenna, who throws to the corner. Grizzlies get it. They try to clear it out. Walker keeps it in. He'll slide it towards Hayhurst. Hayhurst gets pushed to neutral ice, and so does the puck. Puck at neutral ice. Kansas City skates back in. We're back to 5-on-5 skating as Wickers is out of the box. We get a whistle as Kansas City was carrying it into the offensive zone. As there's 10:58 left in the third. Great penalty kill by the Grizzlies as Dante Januzzi had to make a couple big saves while the Mavericks had a 2-man advantage. So we're tied at 3 with 10:58 left in the third. And boy, what can you say about Januzzi and company? Grizzlies with the worst penalty kill in the league, but they came up huge when it mattered the most. Jaremko will take the draw against Stapley. As Nathan Burke looks over, Burke with an assist on that Cutler goal about 5 minutes into the third period to tie it up at 3, and that's where we stand now. Draw one by Kansas City as they're back at neutral ice. Mavericks cross the center orange line as they'll fire it in. Januzzi behind his net. Well, backing out to the far corner. Grizzlies with the puck. They get to Wickers in front of Januzzi's net. Now Wickers skates down the middle with speed. Wickers with the left wing pass to Mayhew, who flies it into the right corner as it skips off the ice. Kansas City will move it back to center ice. Pass doesn't connect, and it looks like it's going to be icing on Kansas City as the whistle blows with 10 minutes and 32 seconds left in the third. Well, it looks like we got ourselves a pretty entertaining game. And after the Grizzlies killed off that penalty, it almost looks like they got that determination like they had last Saturday in Allen, where they might just not be denied as Cutler skates slowly towards the bench. As Messner will take the face-off against Jake Jaremko. 10:32 left in the third. Kansas City won 9-2 last night. Grizzlies looking for revenge. Off the draw, Mayhew, high slot shot is blocked by Schoenbart. Mayhew gets it back. He'll glide towards his left. He'll drop it off. Right circle, righty shot is blocked as Gallant took the shot. As he overskates it, now Kansas City 2-on-2. They move it ahead as Utah picks it off at their blue line. Good job by Kyle Mayhew getting back defensively as Wicker slides it ahead. Grizzlies cross center ice down the middle. Gallant loses it. He gets it back. He enters his zone right side, drops it off. Grizzlies fire it off the left corner. It's taken by Berg as he'll skate towards the point, get it to Mayhew. Now Mayhew slides it back to the corner. Gallant kicks to the right side. Grizzlies get it back towards Berg, who's now on the right side. He'll get it back to Burke, back towards Mayhew as Berg chases after it. Mayhew stays in the point. Kansas City gets the puck. They try to clear it out. It bounced off of Gallant. Now Berg over to Gallant, left circle. He gets back checked as Hayhurst took it away. Good job by Hayhurst as the Mavericks get to center ice. Walker crosses center. He couldn't dump it in as Messner collided with the Maverick. As Quinn Wicker skates around Utah's net, as he'll chip it back to Mayhew. He's in the near corner deep in Utah's end as Mayhew skating back to fourth as he shakes and bakes around David Cotton. As Mayhew up ahead looking for Wickers. Pass is taken away. Kansas City skates in. Backhand shot is blocked away by Januzzi as the puck goes to center ice. 2-on-3. Grizzlies gain the line. Fitz stops along the near wing boards. He skates back towards the point. Now he filters it across. Right side, lefty shot. Saved by Kelly. As I think Teixeira took that shot from the right wing that Dylan Kelly made a save on with 9:04 left in the third. We're tied at 3. Grizzlies were great on the penalty kill as it was a 5-on-3 power play for Kansas City. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
We're tied at 3, 9 minutes and 4 seconds left in the third. Draws in the Kansas City zone. Tyler Penner will take the draw against Luke Santurno, as draw won by Penner, and goes to Kansas City, though, as they took it away as the Mavericks. Cole Koski crosses center ice. He skates towards his left, and he'll backhand it in. Koski chases after it. He gets in the far corner. He moves it up top. Left point, they slide it across. Shot by Bobby Hampton is blocked by Aragon. Hampton gets it back. He fires towards the net. Pass will trickle off of Santurno's stick. Santurno gathers it, but he'll just skate towards the corner, and he'll drop a pass off as the Mavericks over in the right point. Knockbar will skate to the point. Now he skates back towards the corner. He drops it off as the Mavericks right side. Koski, righty shot goes wide as the puck ricochets towards the far point. Mavericks throw it back around as Kansas City skating from left to right in the third period. Grizzlies push him in the near corner to Sam Rossini. Now the Mavericks get to the left side. As they fire towards the net, it goes wide as they're looking for a redirection. And the puck along the near boards slides all the way to the Kansas City blue line. Blue line to blue line pass doesn't connect. Chasing after it's Dylan Fitz. He gets it around Utah's net. Fitz, diagonal pass goes past Wickers. It was about chest high. It goes deep in the Maverick zone. No icing as Berg hustled after it. Berg drags down Carlson as puck goes over to Kansas City. Mavericks cross center ice. Curry gains center ice. Grizzlies poke it away. Utah crosses center. They slide it ahead to Stapley. Stapley skates towards the right circle. They get righty shot. Saved by Kelly. Rebound shot. Oh, and Kelly makes a save. Big save by Kelly on the second shot that I think was taken by Burke. As near circle, Kansas City gets it. They'll tap it off the glass. Grizzlies leap to keep it in. Does Wickers. And he'll toss it ahead. Now Stapley. Far circle. Skates towards his right. Now dropping off for Burke. Burke gets it across. Kansas City intercepts it. As the Mavericks will tap it off the near boards. It goes back to the Grizzlies at their blue line. Grizzlies move it ahead to the All-Star Mayhew. 7:15 and counting left in the third as Mayhew will bank it off the far wall. Mavericks get it back. Grizzlies will change up skaters. As Kansas City surveys, it's anybody's game right now. Right wing pass connects. Now they drop it back for Carlson, who fires it towards his left. And the Mavericks will tap it in Grizzlies territory as it goes deep in Utah's zone. As a 2-on-2 battle, Kansas City comes out of the pile with the puck. Less than 7 minutes left. They center it. Shot saved by Januzzi. As the pass connected to Hayhurst, but Januzzi made the save. Left point, Kansas City gets it across as Walker bobbles it off his stick. He gets pushed by Rossini along the wall. Grizzlies gather it as they gallop from right to left. Berg moves it ahead. Puck got air under it as it goes towards Gallant. He gets spun around. A penalty is going to be called on Theo Calvis. Grizzlies throw it back to the right point. Delayed penalties. Utah throws it back to neutralize. Januzzi's on the bench. Utah's going to be on the power play as we're tied at 3. Utah still in their own zone as now they start the attack from right to left. Grizz left wing, throw it towards their right. Grizzlies cross center ice to get towards Burke. Burke skates towards the left circle. He gets cut off. Wickers around Utah's net. As he'll feed it to the far circle. Kansas City gets it and they touch it up. And the whistle blows as David Cotton collided with Dylan Fitz. Now Cotton pushes Fitz as Grizzlies are going to be on the power play after Cole Gallant was skating towards the near corner and he just got spun around by a Maverick. So Utah's going to get a power play with it 6:05 left in the third as Theo Calvis will go to the box for 2 minutes. Calvis is a plus 14 this season as the puck bounced towards Gallant and then Calvis just kind of pushed Gallant's right shoulder and Gallant spun around and that was enough for the referee to make the call. So we'll see if the Grizzlies can get a power play goal as Theo Calvis talking things over in the penalty box. As he looks himself on the camera. Grizzlies have done a good job working the puck around on the power play. Holding's the call on Theo Calvis. 13:55 into the third. Grizzlies won the draw. Gallant fired towards the net. It's blocked away, and Nate Konepke clears it out. Januzzi behind his net will get it to Kyle Mayhew. Less than 6 minutes left in the third. As Utah gets their 4th power play of the game. Mayhew skates down the far side. He'll drop it off as Grizzlies will get to neutralize. Stapley crosses center with speed. Now he gains the line, skates towards the far corner, and he'll whip it around the boards. Nathan Burke near side will tap it ahead towards Gallant, who skates around Kansas City's net towards the far side. Gallant gets spun around. Now Kansas City moves it ahead. Mavericks still in their own zone as they'll saucer it out towards Januzzi as the puck glides along the near wing boards. Januzzi behind his net will let Mayhew play it. 1:15 and counting left in the power play as Grizzlies and Mavericks are tied at 3. Utah moves it to center ice for Stapley. It directs it to his right. Grizzlies enter the zone. They get to Mayhew. He'll tap it ahead. Now the Grizzlies direct it to the left side. Cutler will take a lefty shot that goes wide. Puck goes to Stapley off the board, so get it to Mayhew. Now back to Cutler. He's on the left side. He skates towards the circle, throws it behind his back. Kansas City picked it off. Koski throws it towards Januzzi and chases after it. Mayhew drags down Koski, and it's going to be a penalty on Kyle Mayhew as he held up Cole Koski. As Koski got the puck after taking it away from Cutler, who was trying to get it to Mayhew. Koski threw it towards Januzzi, but threw it at an angle to where Koski could realistically get after it. Mayhew just dragged down Koski so he couldn't get the puck and get a scoring chance. As there's now 4:52 left in the third. We're tied at 3, and we'll skate 4-on-4 for a bit of a time, as it's anybody's game right now. We'll come back and find out how this one ends in 1 minute, as we're tied at 3 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West, or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Kyle Mayhew gets 2 minutes for interference as we're skating 4-on-4. Kansas City has the puck in the Grizzly zone. They'll whip it around the wall. Fits behind Utah's net, gets it. As both teams look at this 4-on-4 as a chance to take the lead. As Fitz skates down the middle, he crosses center ice with speed. He'll drop it off. Right side, lefty shot is blocked away. I think that was taken by Rossini. And now Rossini gets the left side. He fires towards the net, and it's blocked away. Messner took that shot from the right side. As Kansas City stretches it out, and the pass is incomplete. It's going to be an icing call with 18 seconds left in the 4-on-4 as Hayhurst was firing towards neutral ice looking for a teammate, and the pass was incomplete. So draw's going to be near Dylan Kelly. So far, the Mavericks have outshot the Grizzlies 26-22. Neither team scored a power play goal here so far, and this has turned out to be an entertaining game. As Hayhurst will take the draw against Tyler Penner. Aaron Aragon also on the ice. As Kansas City wins the faceoff, they skate from left to right as the Mavericks back in their own zone. They'll have a power play here soon as Calvis will come out of the box. As they throw it to center ice, McKenna couldn't get it. Grizzlies skate back in. Aragon got tripped up. Penner over towards Aragon. He gets taken away. Goes to Penner. Now he gets to the right side. One-timer goes wide from the right wing. As the puck trickles towards center ice, Calvis fresh out of the box, moves it ahead. Mavericks enter the zone. Down the middle, righty shot is blocked away. McKenna took the shot. Well, I think there's going to be a penalty here as McKenna took the shot, and he had somebody nearby. Then McKenna looked like he had hurt himself after taking the shot. I don't know if the Grizzlies got another penalty with, it's going to be a penalty on somebody. Slashing is going to be the call, and I think it's going to be on Utah. Teixeira goes to the box. Utah probably has arguably their two best defensemen in the penalty box. For the second time here in the third period, Kansas City gets a 5-on-3 power play. As Teixeira says something that's not Disney appropriate, and boy, you're talking about at points here in this weekend series, play being called tight. McKenna took the shot. Teixeira cut in front of him to try to take his time and space away, and the referee determined that was slashing on Teixeira. So a 5-on-3 power play. We're tied at 3 with 3:54 left in the third. As Messner will take the draw against David Cotton. As the puck won by the Grizzlies, it goes around Januzzi's net. Wicker's trying to clear it out. Koski kept it in with good hands on the right side. He'll feed it back to the left side. Now back to Koski. He's in the high slot. Koski directs it to his left. As the Mavericks get to the right side. As Curry back towards Koski. Over to McKenna. Slot back to Koski. Shot saved by Januzzi. Koski skates towards the far corner. As Koski gets the puck on the pile. And he'll slide it to McKenna right side. McKenna lets it go off the boards. McKenna will get it back to Koski, who skates down the middle, take a righty shot. And it goes wide as it got redirected out in front by a Grizzlies stick. Now the Mavericks down the middle, righty shot. Saved by Januzzi. And Wicker's doing what he can to make sure that Cotton doesn't get a rebound. as Januzzi holds on with 3:14 left in the third. 23 seconds left in the 5-on-3 as McKenna had a really good look. Januzzi made the save, bobbled it for a second, but was able to cover up as he was in the crease there, and Wickers did a good job making sure David Cotton couldn't get a second chance. Penner will take the draw against Cotton, far circle. It's won by Kansas City as the Mavericks get it up top for Koski. Skates towards the right circle. He'll drop it off high slot. McKenna over to the far goal line. Mavericks kick it across. It goes wide. 10 seconds left in the 5-on-3 as Koski will skate towards his left. Now he gets to McKenna. One-timer's blocked. Good job by Penner blocking the shot as Mayhew's out of the box. 5-on-4. McKenna fires towards the net. Didn't get much on it as the Grizzlies will lift it out. The puck bounces at neutralized. Grizzlies move it ahead as it goes towards Mayhew. Fresh out of the box. Right wing will take a shot, and it's blocked by the Mavericks. Cole Koski as Kansas City will cross center ice. 42 seconds left in the power play. Right wing pass towards Borchard. He skates towards the near goal line. Wickers pokes it away. Borchard gets it back. Borchard slides it to the far circle. Now it goes up top as the Mavericks kick it back towards the left side. Back to Borchard, the far goal line. He'll get it to the left circle. Now across towards McKenna, who fires it towards the far corner. It's taken by Walker, who slides up top to Koski, who's had a long shift over to Walker. Left side to walk in. Lefty shot. Righty shot's blocked away. Grizzlies get it, and they clear it out. 12 seconds left in the power play as Kelly will wing it towards the near side. 2 minutes left in the third as Grizzlies twice were shorthanded 5-on-3, and twice the Grizzlies successfully killed it off. As Teixeira is out of the box, he joins the play. Kansas City skating 5-on-5, skates along the near goal line. Shot saved by Januzzi. Kansas City gets it up top to Hampton. He'll fire it towards the right corner. Grizzlies gallop after it. 1:40 left in the third. Kansas City gets it towards the right side. Shot is blocked by Aragon. Left side shot saved by Januzzi. As he was doing the splits as he made the save. What a stop by Dante, as he was quick as a cat right there in front of the crease. As the Mavericks were able to get to the right circle. Shot was blocked by Aragon, and then, boy, Januzzi doing the splits. He just kind of glided towards his right and made an unbelievable save. As they showed the replay, that's got to be the save of the week in the league right there. What a stop by Januzzi with the game on the line. That's amazing. That's got to be the number one save in the league in the week. No doubt about that. We've only had one overtime game this season. Grizzlies won it 5-4 against Newfoundland on January 5th. Cutler will take the draw against Jake Jaremko. 1:34 left in the third. Mavericks have taken 30 shots. Grizzlies up to 22. Smoke him if he got him. As, boy, the game's on the line here. Grizzlies looking to even up the series. As a draw won by Kansas City. As Schoenbart will glide it towards the end boards. Wickers battles with a couple Mavericks. Teixeira in the area as the puck goes to Kansas City near corner. Teixeira holds on to Nockbar. Nockbar pushes Utah along the near glass. 1:20 and counting left in the third. As Grizzlies hold their ground. Cutler over there. Mayhew. Puck still along the wall. As puck kicks towards the near side. Nathan Burke gets a stick on it. He gets pushed along the near glass. The glass sways back and forth in front of the sellout crowd. Grizzlies. Quinn Wicker skates around Januzzi's net. He moves to Stapley. Diagonal pass connects to Cutler. Cutler skates in as he stops in the left point, waits for everybody else to enter as he cycles around the board. As it only went to the near corner. Kansas City clears it out to center. Mayhew chasing after it. No icing as Mayhew gets the puck and he'll skate in front of Januzzi's net. 42 seconds left. We're tied at 3. Mayhew gets to center ice. Now he gains the line and he'll fire it around the wall. Kelly cuts it out behind his net. It glanced off his stick as the puck bounces to center ice. Stapley will bank in towards Rossini. Sam Rossini will slide it off the near wing wall as Grizzlies gather at their blue line, but the arm is raised by the linesman and offside is called on Utah. 25 seconds left in the third. Well, it's been rare that the Grizzlies have had so few games go past regulation. But with 25 seconds left in the third, looks like, barring something crazy happening in the final half minute, we're going to get overtime. Kansas City has had 4 games decided past regulation. Well, it looks like the draw, though, is going to be in the Grizzlies zone as Penner will take it against Nolan Walker. Januzzi's been outstanding here in the third period, making some acrobatic saves. As a faceoff won by Utah. Grizz skate from right to left as Utah skates along the near boards. They advance to center ice for Aragon. He tried to fire it in and bounced off the Maverick, and it stays at neutral ice. As 12 seconds are left in the third, Kansas City behind their own net. As the Mavericks will advance towards the far side. They're still in their own zones. They carry it out to center ice. Left wing pass is poked away. Pitts fires towards the near wing boards. And for the second time this season, the Grizzlies will play past regulation. And it's a standing point the Grizzlies earned as Brandon Cutler scored the only goal of the third period, with the law firm of Berg and Burke getting the assists. As Cutler scored 5:04 into the third period to tie it up at 3. Two different times in the third period, the Kansas City Mavericks had a 5-on-3 power play, and the Grizzlies did an outstanding job on the penalty kill each time to make sure that Kansas City couldn't get that game-leading goal. As Utah earned the standing point, now they look for the second point here. Is everybody getting a swig of water? For the Grizzlies, it's their second overtime game. They won against Newfoundland 5-09 into overtime with Dylan Fitz getting the role of the hero. Kansas City has had 4 different games decided past regulation. Looks like they are 3-1 in games past regulation. They haven't had a single game go to a shootout yet this season. Dante Januzzi talking it over with some of the Grizzlies players. It looks like we might reverse ends of the ice, as Januzzi will now defend the net on the left side as we see it on Flow Sports. Dylan Kelly will go to the right side, so Utah will be skating from left to right here in overtime. And like I said, it was a standing point well earned by the Grizzlies. Now let's see if they can get that second point. Brett Stapley is going to be out there to start overtime with Kyle Mayhew, the 2 Denver products. As looks like Jeremy McKenna will be out there for Kansas City to start OT. McKenna's the guy to watch out for. He already has 4 goals, and this is 5th game with the Mavericks. Patrick Curry will take the draw. Curry, an all-star representative. As Curry and Stapley will take the face-off. Cutler is also out there for Utah. So it's Cutler, Mayhew, and Stapley. The linesman dropped the puck, and I guess we'll do it over again. So it's Curry and McKenna. The other player is a defenseman for Kansas City. We can't quite see who it is, though. As draw's going to be at center ice. 7 minutes on the clock. Draw won by Utah. Goes past Mayhew towards Januzzi. Mayhew gets it about 5 feet in front of Januzzi as Mayhew skates around Utah's net. As puck goes towards the near side for Stapley. He's challenged by McKenna. Curry gets it taken away by Stapley, who taps it off the near boards. Stapley gets around McKenna. Stapley moves it out in front to Cutler. Cutler skates in back in. Shot! And he scores! Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win as Brandon Cutler is the hero tonight. He gets his 2nd goal of the game, and Utah wins 4-3. And there was no doubt about it as Stapley got it to Cutler. Cutler with a backhand shot that went right over Dylan Kelly. As the Grizzlies get a sweet victory as they end the road trip on the winning note. And they overcame a 9-2 loss last night and showed a ton of heart here this evening as they overcame a 3-2 deficit heading into the third period. As everybody goes to congratulate Dante Januzzi, who was absolutely outstanding in the third period to keep the Grizzlies in the game. And talk about the heart show by the Grizzlies twice. The Grizzlies were shorthanded 5-on-3, and they did a great job on the penalty kill, considering that Utah has got the worst penalty kill percentage in the league. It was the penalty kill that came up strong, and when they needed it the most, the Grizzlies' best players turned out to be their best players. Stapley's going to get the main assist on the Cutler game winner. That means Stapley now has a point in 11 of his last 12 games. Boy, the Grizzlies definitely needed that one as they finish up the road trip with a 4-5 record as they split a 2-game series, and that ends Kansas City's 10-game winning streak. Sweet victory for the Grizzlies as Brandon Cutler got his 2nd goal of the game, and it turned out to be the game winner on a beautiful backhand shot that went over the big Dylan Kelly, big 6'5" goaltender for Kansas City. We'll come back and have the post-game report as once again the final score from Cable Dahmer Arena. It's the Utah Grizzlies 4 and the Kansas City Mavericks 3.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's fresh.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
The Grizzlies are victorious tonight. Maybe they should play some more games past regulation, as they are now 2-0 in overtime this season, as Dylan Fitz scored the overtime game winner on January 5th. And tonight it was Brandon Cutler who came up big for the Grizzlies as he played the role of the hero, with Brett Stapley getting an assist. The time of goal was 20 seconds into overtime. Well, the Grizzlies scored the first 2 goals of the game. They are now 11-3 when scoring first this season. As 6:26 into the contest, Dylan Fitz got his 8th of the year, with Tyler Penner getting the assist. As Fitz scored from the right circle, it got past Dylan Kelly, and then 2 minutes and 6 seconds later, it was Adam Berg that gave Utah a 2-0 lead as he redirected a Sam Rossini shot. Rossini picked up an assist in his second pro game. Keone Teixeira also got an assist. Later in the first period, Kansas City got on the board as Jacob Hayhurst got his 17th of the year, 16:58 into the first, with Nolan Walker and David Cotton getting the assists. Early in the second period, Patrick Curry converted as the Grizzlies turned it over. Curry just skated angle right towards Januzzi and then fired a backhand shot 5-hole past Utah's Januzzi. That tied it up at 2, unassisted, 7:57 into the second. And then later in the second period, Jake Jeremko redirected a Bradley Schoenbert shot, and that gave the Mavericks a 3-2 lead. Marc-Olivier Duquette also picked up an assist. Kansas City led 3-2 after 2 periods. And I kind of had a feeling the only way the Grizzlies were going to come back is if they had the type of third period effort like they had last Saturday against Allen. Well, they put together a great effort. The law firm of Berg and Burke assisted on Brandon Cutler's goal, 5:04 into the third period, as Cutler scored from the right side, and it was his 14th of the year, and that was certainly big and certainly needed. The critical points in the game, though, twice. In the third period, when the score was tied at 3, the Grizzlies were shorthanded 5-on-3. Cole Gallant got a high sticking minor, 6:29 in, and then half a minute later, 32 seconds to be exact, Quinn Wickers also got a high sticking minor. That gave Kansas City a 5-on-3 power play, and considering the Mavericks were 4 for 8 on the power play last night, you had to be a little bit concerned. The Grizzlies did a good job killing off the penalty. I don't even recall Kansas City getting all that many good looks on that particular 5-on-3. Later on in the third, with the score still tied at 3, Kyle Mayhew got an interference minor, 15:08 in. That made it a 5. Both teams were skating 5-on-4 for a little bit. And then Theo Calvis came out of the box for Kansas City. Mavericks still had a 5-on-4 power play that lasted for 11 seconds. And then Teixeira got a slashing minor, 16:06 into the third. And that gave Kansas City, once again, an extended 5-on-3 power play, this time for 1 minute and 2 seconds. Grizzlies once again did an outstanding job killing off the penalty. Kansas City maybe had 1 or 2 good looks on the 5-on-3 there. And, even after Mayhew came out of the box, it was still a 5-on-4 power play for about 1 minute. So the Grizzlies' penalty kill, which is ranked last in the league, came up huge in the third period as Kansas City went 0 for 6 on the power play. Got through regulation. Januzzi made an amazing save where he looked like he was doing the splits. He kind of glided towards his right and then made a glove save. And I'm not sure how he did it, but I'm pretty sure that's got to be the save of the week in the league. There's no doubt about it. As Januzzi was acrobatic and he was quick as a cat as he kept the Grizzlies in this one throughout. And then we got to overtime. It's only the second overtime game for the Grizzlies this season, and both of them came on this road trip, and they kind of bookended the trip. Remember, game 1 of this 9-game road trip was a Grizzlies overtime victory with Dylan Fitz getting the game winner, and the road trip ended with an overtime game winner, this time by Brandon Cutler. As Stapley was on the near side of neutral ice, he just kind of brushed it ahead to Cutler, who got around a Kansas City defenseman. And then once Cutler got the puck, it was just one-on-one between him and Dylan Kelly. And Cutler just fired a crafty-looking backhand shot that got over Dylan Kelly for the game-winning goal. And the Grizzlies bench was fired up, and they're about as excited as you could possibly be, especially considering that last night the Grizzlies lost 9-2, and it was every bit of 9-2. It was a really rough one. And so you knew a team like the Grizzlies wanted to respond. And this was kind of a gut check, especially in the third period with the 2 5-on-3 power plays that Kansas City had. I often think that it's overused, that cliche, oh, that was a character win. Well, in this case, based on how the Grizzlies just kept battling, especially against a team like Kansas City, who's won 10 in a row coming into play tonight, and the way that Kansas City has dominated during their 10-game road trip, absolutely. Character win is exactly the way to describe this victory for the Grizzlies. And I think that gives you a little bit of optimism and a little bit of hope. I think the Grizzlies, obviously going into January, didn't have a road win. They went 4-5 on this road trip, and I wouldn't say that that's what I thought the road trip was going to be. But you think about, winning the series against Allen. I mean, the road trip started with losing 2 out of 3 against Newfoundland. Pretty tough travel there. Then the Grizzlies went to Allen and won 2 out of 3. It's always going to be a tough one against Wichita. 4th game in 5 days with travel in between. Wichita ended up getting a win last Sunday. But, getting a split against a good Kansas City team and ending up with a 4-5 road trip, knowing that the Grizzlies come back to Mavericks Center for 3 games and knowing that the Grizzlies have been a pretty good home team this season, hey, you got to feel pretty good about the way things are going. And even though, obviously, the Grizzlies still have a long way to go in terms of the standings, and for the Grizzlies, they're going to have to play great hockey in the second half of this season. But considering this is game 37 of 72, officially the second half of the season started for Utah here tonight. Hey, what a way for the Grizzlies to start the second half with a comeback 4-3 victory. And it was their top goal scorer coming up big when the Grizzlies needed it the most. Cutler with his 14th of the year in the third period to tie it up. And then Cutler, obviously, with his 15th of the year, as it's his 3rd game winner of the season. But this was certainly the biggest and most dramatic, as it came in overtime, 20 seconds into the extra session. I think between Mayhew having the puck and Stapley, I think Kansas City ended up with it for a little bit. So Mayhew probably isn't going to get an assist and isn't listed as getting an assist on that game winner. But Mayhew was also on the ice for that first overtime shift. And what can you say? Dante Januzzi put together an outstanding effort as well. Looks like the 3 stars of the game have been listed. There was a sellout crowd over at Cable Dahmer Arena, 5,828. 3rd star goes to Jake Jaremko. Jaremko scored Kansas City's 3rd goal, and that was 13:44 into the second period. Jaremko is the Kansas City captain, and he's the 3rd star. 2nd star goes to Adam Berg. He had 1 goal and 1 assist. He was a +1. He only had 1 shot, but he made it count. And that was Utah's 2nd goal of the evening, which came 8:32 into the first period. And then Berg got an assist on the Cutler game-tying goal. That was 5:04 into the third. So Adam Berg is the 2nd star. And drum roll, please. First star of the game is Brandon Cutler, who got the overtime game winner. That was about as lame a drum roll as you could possibly have. And obviously, I blame the table on that. So Brandon Cutler's the number 1 star tonight. And the Grizzlies end up the road trip with a 4-5 record. And even though you can't statistically say it was the greatest road trip in Grizzlies history, hey, based on how they looked on the road the first 2 months, I think you'll take it. And so even though last night it was kind of a bit of doom and gloom with the way last night's game ended, if you're a Grizzlies fan, this is the roller coaster that they've had all year. And I think it's kind of a fun roller coaster to be on the ride for. Last night was a bit tough, but the Grizzlies bounced back and put together a great effort in the third period and really showed a lot of heart staying in it, knowing that Kansas City is a good team. At any point there, during any of those 5-on-3 power plays that Kansas City had, Grizzlies could have hung their head and said, shucks, here we go again. That's the big thing, is the Grizzlies didn't hang their head. As Jerry Sloan, the old Jazz head coach, used to say, can't go around feeling sorry for yourself. And the Grizzlies didn't. They just kept battling, and they earned the 2 standings points here tonight. We talked about in the pregame show some of the more dramatic victories that the Grizzlies have had all season. This one might be at the top of the list here to start the second half, with the Grizzlies overcoming the 3-2 deficit and Brandon Cutler scoring 2 goals, including the game winner. Hey, what can you say? It was an exciting game. I think it would have been an exciting game either way, although I'm sure Grizzlies fans would be a little bit more excited and a little bit more cheerful had they come on the right end, and that's exactly what happened. Well, the road trip is finally over, and we're glad about that. For the Grizzlies, well, I think it's going to be a fun homestand. You talk about the first 3 home games of the 2024 calendar year, and it gets started on Wednesday nights with a Smith family night with 4 tickets for $40 and then $10 for each additional ticket. Or you're going to want to make sure to get your tickets for the Rapid City series. It'll be the first meetings this season between the Grizzlies and the Rush. It's usually a pretty good rivalry, and Rapid City usually plays the Grizzlies tough. And it's an interesting coaching matchup between 2 former teammates, Ryan Kanasowicz and Scott Burt. They were teammates with the Grizzlies in the 2007-08 season. So the opener's on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Friday's also going to be at 7 o'clock. It's going to be an AFCU Friday where tickets start just $10 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Mavericks Center box office. And Saturday is the Guns N' Hoses extravaganza with charity games starting at 12:30 leading up to the Grizzlies game at 7:10. Make sure to get your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com. And for Saturday's game, you want to make sure you get your tickets now because by the time we hit game time next Saturday, it's possible that game could be a sellout. Well, what a thriller they had over at Cable Dahmer Arena. It was a sellout crowd of 5,828 as Utah Grizzlies overcame a 3-2 deficit and ended up winning 4-3. Brandon Cutler scored each of Utah's last 2 goals. Well, what a thriller. Cutler ended up leading Utah with 6 shots on goal. Cutler and Sam Rossini were each a +2 for the Grizzlies this evening. Like we mentioned before, we want to see at Mavericks Center for the 3-game series against Rapid City. If not, we got the games on Flow Sports for the video stream and the audio coverage here on YouTube, your homes for Grizzlies hockey all season long. Once again, in 2 hours and 24 minutes and in front of a capacity crowd of 5,828, Brandon Cutler played the role of the hero as he scored the overtime game winner 20 seconds in, with Brett Stapley getting the assists. Well, hope you enjoyed the broadcast. I'm pretty sure a lot of Grizzlies fans enjoyed the final outcome. We'll talk to you on Wednesday night. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is.